Hello everyone, Welcome back to the Guild of Icons. I've not had to enable source mirrors this time. I've found a new way of doing it, and they're all automatically activated. It's magical. It is magical, it is perfect, and I'm so very, very, very pleased with myself. Anyway, I'm going to unmute myself immediately and talk to the party. Hello, party.
Hello.
Happy
birthday.
Happy birthday, Nick.
Oh.
You're a bit late on it, Brie.
I didn't wanna.
I was distracted by YouTube not loading.
It will do that. It will do that. So just before we get started, Andres unfortunately is not able to make it today, so has the feeling poorly screen. Keith is still in the midst of moving, so is also going to be on microphone only. Is actually here. Hannah is here. I probably need a different banner thing, but that is effort, and I've never been known to do effort in my life, except for the fact that I did software development in the last 2 days for this session specifically.
You can just use my icon. It's just the same as my Twitter thing. So
I could, but that's also effort. So
it's the Guild of Icons.
Yeah. Anyway,
hey.
we're all here. Keith's microphone is occasionally fucking up. I don't know what that is, but it just happens. We'll deal with that. And
Before we start, Nick, can you check your microphone source real quick?
Sure. Why?
Your microphone sounds like, now that I'm actually listening to it.
Oh, I know what it is. It's the headset microphone is going through Discord, isn't it? That's why you're getting an echo, because it's currently embedded in my headset. It's not this microphone here going through Discord. That explains everything.
I was just actually listening, and it's like his voice sounds wrong.
Okay, so that should be better now.
Right, there we go.
Yeah.
Now you shouldn't getting us at the same time as you're speaking, because it's not going through your headset and back out. That's
because I was doing the loop back in OBS going, well, it sounds fine. I don't understand what's happening. But it's not, it was different microphone.
Technology.
Let's start off a little bit. Well, I'll welcome the people who are in the chat. Hello Summer, hello Terrace. Welcome in also anyone who is lurking and watching from the shadows. We've sort of gotten to the first sort of stopping point in a long time in the Guild of Icons, because it's been, I think, 5 sessions since your last long rest.
Sounds like it.
Life.
Hang on,
could have been more. Felt like more.
2 sessions of the Knolls, right? That was 2 sessions long, that fight.
Yeah.
Then there was the Starborn Privateers. That was another session.
Then there was Phantom at the Opera.
Lock in. 24 seconds. Oh no, and the fight in between. So that's 7 sessions since your last long rest.
It's been a long one. I've not had spells since like session 2.
Yeah, it's been a hell of a one. But now you are finally having a long rest. You're finally getting a good night's sleep. This must be like how John McClane feels at the beginning of every Die Hard movie, like just absolutely wrecked. But yeah, you get to chill. You get all your resources back, and most importantly of all, you level up. You are now 8th level. You've got presumably some new powers. Do I want you to describe what your new things are? Yes, I think that'd be fun, and it means I don't have to think. So I'm gonna start with, on top left, with Gargoyle. Gargoyle, what did you get at 8th level?
Hey, the party is leveled up. That's the most important thing that's happened in the world this week. So at 8th level, Gargoyle has been able to learn a new infusion. But he didn't do that because at 7th level he took a different infusion and he just hasn't had the long rest to switch it out yet. Gargoyle's new infusion is a Homunculus Servant. This one takes the form of a Cutter Pin Puller. His spellcasting focus usually, except instead of a receptor stone for his magic, now it is the 100 gold pearl that Eao provided him, and that he'll pay back eventually.
Eventually, like you're not the richest member of the Guild of Icons right now.
I haven't been hired yet.
True. Continuing on the left, what has Eao gone for?
Eao has picked up the Poisoner feat.
Ooh, yeah.
Which has a bunch of really fun things. One of the big ones is when I make a damage roll, I completely ignore resistance to poison damage.
That's going to be great, especially with your...
So if I have an attack that does poison damage, it just outright bypasses my opponent's resistance to it. Which is good, because poison is one of the most common resistances in the game.
Yeah, it is.
It's also the most common immunity, but I can't do anything about that one.
Yeah, so you might still struggle against undead. But otherwise, pretty good. Because I think undead tend to be immune, not resistant. But, otherwise... Nice.
I can also coat a weapon in poison as a bonus action rather than a full action.
That's good as well. That means you can make real use of them in combat now.
I can also make a very special generic poison, but that's going to be the least utilized aspect of this feat for me.
Well, it's worth remembering. Gargoyle, do you still have the alchemy jug?
Nope.
Whoops, because that thing could produce poison every day.
Grounded's crossbow.
Oh yeah, no, fair enough. Well, yeah. Okay, top right, Hannah. What's Hannah's level 8? A nap, by the sounds of it.
Yeah, there's the long rest in action.
Yeah. Possibly a muted Keith. Possibly an asleep Keith. Plop. We'll go to Gargoyle. Grounded. We'll go back to Gargoyle. Gargoyle, tell us about this pin pull. No, Grounded. What's the 8th level Grounded thing?
Okay, so obviously it's just ability score improvement for a rogue, and what I've gone for is actually the telekinetic feed.
Ooh.
Yep.
Fancy.
So aside from bumping my intelligence up to 14, so now I actually have a decent modifier for intelligence.
You can now move things with your mind.
Yeah, and obviously that's the basic part of it. I have the text right here.
That's all right. We can do the advanced part of it when it comes into it, because I'm sure it will come into it soon. I remember bits of it from Morgan, like you can lift up creatures below a certain weight and that sort of thing.
Best friend is very excited for things to come in the future.
Now there's a perfect continuum between a weighty apple and an apple that's too heavy to be lifted with telekinesis, and we need to make sure all the apples fall between that limit.
Why did weighty apple become a meme?
I don't know.
It's what happens when you leave an apple just lying around for too long.
Okay. Sorry, anything else?
Yeah, basically I've got the mage hit and cantrip for free.
Yeah.
And it basically works like the Legoman from the Arcane Trickster.
Yes, the Mage Hand Leisure de Man. I can remember how to pronounce that.
That's it.
Yeah, the French. They've really ruined this language. Yeah, so...
You don't need verb or somatic components. You're able to push or pull enemies or creatures towards or away from you, except yourself, or else you'll make yourself explode.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
We've already got one person threatening to explode themselves in the mirror run. At any point, we can't be having more. I'll ask Keith about Hannah when we get Keith back. I'm assuming. Yeah, we've just had it. Oh, to the oops screen. Boom.
I think Discord has decided to kill me off, but is this...
What a wonderful
You'll
image.
hear me now?
Ah, welcome back. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Discord decided to kick me out when I was trying to fix my microphone and said nope.
No. Yeah. Right. No. Fair enough. Yeah. What's Hannah got for 8th level?
+2 to charisma, and that's it. Because paladins get nothing at 8th level aside from that.
Oh well, no one does. It was just in case you went for a feat.
Yeah. I did entertain a ton of other possible feats, but nope. Just having the extra +1 on my spell save DC and all my key skills seems more important at the moment.
Oh yeah, mathematically, you want to go for your primary stat until it's 20, and then look at feats. If you're min-maxing and optimizing, that's the strat. But I mean, you're alive.
I went pretty broad with this character as it is.
Yeah.
So my primary stat should be Dex and Car. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Charisma up to 18. That's enough.
Okay, and then the final question: who would like some inspiration?
I would.
All right, Eao, give me a recap.
Well, last time on the Guild of Icons, we were in a hostage situation, and we were the ones who had taken a hostage.
Yeah.
There was a bit of tense negotiation, the looting of bodies. I have one question, Nick. Why the fuck did Alana have purple worm poison? I just looked this up. Why the fuck would you?
Because she's evil.
She's an Inquisitor. They're poisonous.
Damage.
They're poisonous.
Yeah.
None of us were in a situation to survive that. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you survived it by basically making it so that she couldn't take any actions ever at all. Like, I'm sitting there like there's purple worm poison I can be breaking out at any moment, but
Yes, we were in a tense situation. Someone may have stolen some documents when she didn't really need to. I may have betrayed the person who sent us on this mission in the first place.
May have.
Honestly, it's like a 50-50 shot whether or not I betrayed him or I gave him exactly what he wanted. I'm not
Both.
sure.
Why not both? ¿Por qué no dos?
who knows with Merifrith Winifrith? Who knows?
And during the time that I was basically stalling for time, trying to get as much of us out as possible, I was able to get one of us out. I may have sent the brass cannons to their doom. Y'all will have to deal with that later. And we were able to escape through the mirror run.
That's true.
We were able to get through the whole thing without any actual casualties.
Yeah.
Excuse me, casualty of Gargoyle's mirror?
Yeah, you lost a mirror. It was a real nice mirror. It was beautiful. It was gorgeous, but yeah, it's
7 years of bad luck on your character sheet.
Okay, so that's I marked.
She's already got that.
7.
That's why she's hanging around with Grounded.
I marked 7 inspiration. Is that what that is?
No. Right. Yeah, well, definitely mark down inspiration for that recap. That was fantastic.
Yes,
we are skipping
7
slightly
inspiration.
further
Got it.
forward from the mirror run. You're now back at Petra's having a long rest. And waking up to a new day. Basically, it's up to you what you do at this point. I will let you. I know that you lot have been making plans, and I've prepared based on those, and I appreciate that. So why don't you say what are you up to?
Well, the current plan is while the staff are out getting either slaughtered or capturing somebody, one of the two. We are. The plan is to finally go ahead and rescue all of the gem dragons.
Yep, you're going after the gem dragons. And they are in the School of Transmutation, and the problem with the School of Transmutation is it changes every day. Usually it is the head of the school, Eleanor Silverstride, who sort of sets the layout, but she's not here. She's off trying to capture Merifrith Winifrith. So you have a... Yeah, it does. It does. It does seem really inconvenient, but there you go. You have a limited window before she gets back. And it really is up to you how you go about it. You do have the postmaster, Theric, on your side, who is working on it. Said to come back in the morning, and that he'd have something because he knew that you did plan to work on this as soon as you could, and that he's a bit rushed, so he won't have a full plan for you. He said, but he'll have something. And
yes, had to come back in 2 days, and then was told, "No, you have one."
yeah. So yeah, I mean, if that's your first thing, the first thing that'll actually happen is, of course, you come down the stairs after a good night's sleep. Like, you all probably slept like logs, like just completely gone, no dreams, nothing. You were just out, solid 8 hours.
And that's very unhealthy for Gargoyle because he's an owl.
Yeah, but you needed the sleep. You were exhausted. And you come downstairs, and Petra's juggling 4 harpies, who like drop down and peep over the ground, going beep 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 beep, and just like jump around at your feet. Higgs is trying to fly, but has just gotten it completely wrong. Is only flapping one wing and is going around in circles. The others are kind of doing a like floaty, glidey thing now. They can't fly, but they hop down from heights and they'll just glide to the ground. But Higgs just spins in a circle, wanders around a bit dazed, a bit confused. But you know, he's trying.
Gargoyle's trying to get him to look at his wings to try and give a hint.
You're gonna teach them. You're gonna take him to the Overlook and just like jump off. And this is how you do it. This is how fledging works, isn't it?
Yeah, just don't mind any chairs or bodies around them.
Yeah. But yeah, the Petra looks at you and she is exhausted. She's like, I swear another night like this is going to kill me. I need... What happened last night? I heard the noises from here.
Do you want the bad news first or the worst news?
We took hostages.
You... She pours herself a coffee in silence.
We did not take hostages.
We
They
took
may
ourselves
have,
hostage.
they may have thought our friends we made here were in fact hostages, but long story short, there has been a standoff.
Do they know about here?
No.
As far as we know, but Eao told us that she saw the brass cannons being taken into custody, and Toady knew here.
Well, yes, of course. Well, you've got to go rescue them, right?
We don't know where they are.
There is a bright side, though. All of the major faculty are currently gone.
Okay, I've got to... I'll see what I can do. She literally like throws the harpies at you, grounded, and runs to put a coat on, goes out the door and says, I'll find them. You just stay there and look after the harpies. I'll be right back. And she just starts sort of limping off because, of course, her right leg's still not quite right after the mending. Yeah, so she really sort of beasts it off, and you're left sort of there holding 4 harpies, and yeah, there's probably a pot of coffee that's just like bubbling over now.
In case you wondered how difficult it is to take care of the harpies, Petra would rather risk getting caught by Alana saving the brass cannons.
She's probably actually just gone outside, gone around the house, and is now having a nap on the street. Just lying down on the ground, just like, I need to sleep. She is at like 4 levels of exhaustion now.
Poor thing.
Oh, that will kill her.
She's 2 away from death. She has not
really feel
slept
like-
in so many days.
I really feel like this much exhaustion it is probably a bit much for someone trying to raise children.
I mean, yeah, it probably is. Ah, well.
That's fine.
They're not her kids, to be fair.
Yeah, I'm just thinking.
Doesn't matter.
like, with how many days it's been between Grounded getting them and leaving them with Petra, who has been more of a mother?
Yeah. By the end of it, they're probably going to... Like, their first words are going to be Petra, or, oh my god, or, oh, for fuck's sake, or something like that. At this
That would
at
actually
this
imply
rate.
Petra says her name or not.
Alright, fair enough. She's like a Pokemon.
Yeah, the real word out of her mouth will be, I need sleep.
Yeah, I'm so tired. Higgs just comes up to you and goes, tired?
Petra, the rock type.
Oh, you've learnt a new word.
Well, actually, it probably because it's because Higgs is a harpy. It'd be in this evil screeching that's in your head. Eventually, they'll get the sort of like semi-siren song like bit, but for now, it's atrocious. Like 1,000 ravens having an argument.
So, what are we gonna do with these?
Laros is still asleep, so we could leave the harpies with them.
You could do. That would be very funny.
You want us to play with Uncle Leros?
They start peeping and peeping. I'm actually going to say, unlike most times when someone's not here, their character isn't here, just for the setup narratively of what's going to happen next, as a DM thing, Leros is coming with you and is just going to be unusually silent. Because there's no way Leros could join you for the next session if they're not with you in the process of this. So they are actually, in fact, with you. You could put them in the bag of holding. 10 minutes of breath in there, divided by 4. Just tip them out occasionally. You'll be fine.
Well, we'll just have to take them with us.
And the brain breaker orb is in there.
No, don't worry. It'll be fine.
It'll have, if anything, a positive effect on Higgs.
Alright. Oh, small detail, by the way. When Petra threw them at her, Brandon basically caught one in each hand, one on her foot, and then caught Higgs with her tail.
Oh, I like
that.
that
The entire time.
Yeah, I like that. Like, do.
And there's also the solution of a sleep spell. We just put them all to sleep.
You could do that, yeah. They don't have a very high hit point maximum, so it likely would be them, not you lot, falling asleep.
That doesn't sound very healthy, though.
The kids, they need sleep.
Yeah, they'll sleep when they want to sleep.
Higgs sort of climbs up onto your shoulder and sits there like a parrot, just like... And then just nibbles on your ear and bites far too hard. Gets a little too into it. And then peeps loudly.
Okay, I'm gonna have to change the sculpt on ground disease.
But we do need to meet up with Theric.
You do.
Well, then we should probably get around to that first.
I mean, Thieric's just extracting us. Maybe he could keep an eye on them.
That's something you could totally do.
I sure hope that the exfiltration doesn't involve any kind of concentration.
Oh, it's okay. When I'm sort of practicing my alchemy, I can get concentrations just fine, even when they're around.
Oh, speaking of which, what is your alchemical elixir for today?
Oh, I need to roll a d4 for that, don't I?
Oh dear.
Is it a d4?
I think it's a d6, but I will just bring up the elixirs. Experimental elixir, isn't it?
Chaos magic, chaos magic.
Yeah, it's a d6.
Okay, just for the reference, the flavour for this is basically Grounded just takes every little bit of leftover reagent she has, mixes them all in one vial, and then just does the standard antidotes. Well, just sort of does the standard tests to make sure it's not toxic.
Huh.
And just sees what it is.
Little bit of Miramel dust in this one. We'll see what happens.
Yep.
Is Grounded now a 90s PlayStation 1 mid-boss character in a platform game or an RPG that just mixes the random concoctions and does random status effects?
Hey, this is an official feature.
Of that thing where, like, you... Go on.
I mean, she's a bright orange, cheerful bright orange devil. Do you get more 90s game character than that?
That's a good
I'm
point.
just thinking of that thing where you drink like a lot of silver and your skin turns blue, except because it's mirror metal, your skin turns mirrory.
Yeah.
It's
I think I
chrome.
did actually suggest we could do that.
You
know,
could
give you
try.
magic resistance.
Someone mock up PS1 era Grounded for me. I want to see this.
That's surely a Mario 64 thing.
I rolled a 1, by the way.
You rolled a 1. Okay, this is a potion of healing. You regain a number of hit points equal to 2d4 plus your intelligence modifier.
Which is now +2.
So 2d4 plus 2, it's literally a potion of healing. Neat. That'll last until your next long rest, so do make sure you use it at some point.
Oh no, Emphasis quoted me.
If only you'd gotten a free. Oh, Hannah would have loved that. +1 bonus to AC for 10 minutes.
Oof.
Unhittable! Right. Okay, so first of all then, what is the plan with the Harpies? Are you taking them with you? And 2, when are you going to see Theric?
Presumably after they pick me up from wherever I am.
Just at a coffee shop.
We assumed you would have made your way back.
Had a long rest in a dumpster.
I assumed I had a long rest at the God's Head or where.
Yeah, you could. A God Hall, yeah. They have plenty of beds
for a
there.
date.
But yeah, I imagine I've not gone back to scene of where you lot are using as a safe house because I imagine I'm being watched.
You may well actually be at Whisperwatch because that's not a terrible place to go. Like, it's a post office. Like, people go there for normal reasons. So you could be waiting for them.
I know you're all. Yeah, I know you're on your way back here anyway. So yes, you can meet up with me there.
But they're Grounded children, so I'll let Grounded make the decision on the Harpies.
Okay. Well, we don't really have anyone to leave them with, so I guess we're taking them with us.
Okay, you take them with you. You've got that little like harness thing that lets you like carry all of them anyway. So you're good to go. Strap them in. You head on out, and off you go to Whisperwatch. So
guard outside. He's thinking about going in. He's just like,
I need to be. No. There is someone standing. There's someone standing outside. There's actually 2 people stood outside. There's Hannah, and there's someone else who's reading a sign. It's just a sign listing all the prices of various packages and all that. Looks to be made out of 7 feet of solid muscle, and looks to be having a real tough time reading the sign. You're not 100% sure this is a wizard because of the distinct inability to read, which is pretty critical to wizards. That's how they get their magic. But there you go. He's there and he's just mulling things over. He's taking a real long time about it.
Maybe it's not his first language.
It might not be. It's weird that it's in all of your first languages, though.
Grounded just because she's literally learned how to do it, she taps him on the back with her telekinesis, but that thing where it's on the opposite shoulder.
He turns around, looks straight at Hannah. What are you touching me for?
Grounded quickly taps the other shoulder.
Hey! Oh, and that's the side you're actually on. Oh! You! I was sent to meet you. Come with me. He puts an arm around your shoulder and says, we have a mutual acquaintance that we need to discuss. A business I am with. It sounds like he's been told to say those words, and he's just kind of trying to remember them in the right order.
Is this about some flammable bones?
Yeah, not out loud. Come on.
He's probably not going to know that because Candlebones, I think, was just a name made up on the spot from what he saw in the room.
Yeah, I mean, he probably mentioned how he was introduced.
He's gonna start walking with his arm around your shoulder. It's up to you whether you allow him to go on like that, but he's taking you off round the side of Whisperwatch.
Okay.
So you're cool.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say Grounded goes with him, but she whispers in Thieves' Cant. Please keep your arm to yourself.
He takes his arm off. Sorry. I find usually people cooperate when I do that. So yeah, those 2 disappear. The rest of you are free to do what you want. You can go in and meet Theric, or...
Alright, cool. We can go in with the Harpies, who I assume are now going to be inducted into the criminal underworld.
Who knows?
I'm going to say Grounded probably left the Harpies behind with you, all because she doesn't want them
I mean, if they're in your harness, they're coming with you.
Okay.
Into the Whisper Watch.
Mainly because in order to take them out the harness would have taken longer than you had time before he's whisking you away. You can sort of drop them discrete parcels behind you as you're going if you want to, but they might wander off the cliff. You are quite near the edge.
Yeah, I won't do that.
They are safe in this current situation. We've been through the rules. They're not going to get targeted by attacks or anything like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So, we're going to go, I think, first to Candlebones, who is indeed waiting at the cliff's edge, just mainly because I think this will take longer than the Theric bit. And I will split it in half, pacing-wise. So as you're walking along, the hulk of muscle sort of whispers to you, as quietly as he can, name's Dex, by the way. And then he pauses for a sec, chuckles to himself. On account of how I'll Dex you if you piss me off.
You'll make me into a ship?
No, I'll punch you with the fist, you know? This works normally. But
once someone punched me and I nearly died.
Well, I'm sure I can give it another go. But Candlebones is leaning against the side of Whisperwatch, watching parcels go off overhead, and says, "Leave her alone, Dex. You just had to tell her where I was. You don't need to be giving threats. Come on, we're friends here." And Dex goes, "Sorry, boss. I was trying to take initiative like you told me to before. I meant to make your own decisions, Dex. Well, yeah, I made the decision to be intimidating. And has it worked? Well, no, boss. Go on, leave us be."
Dex is just short for Dexter, isn't it?
It's short for dexterity because he has none. And
that's probably why his initiative is so bad.
Yes. I'm glad you're getting all the puns I've put into this speech. So he wanders off in a sullen mood. He doesn't wander very far. You can still see him. He's leaning against a wall and just sort of he's sort of filing his fingernails and watching you all. But he's out of hearing range. And Candlebones folds his arms and says, "So have you got the stuff?"
I'm going to assume Granted had the chance to pick up all her gear again.
Oh yeah, you've got all your gear. You've got all of the stuff that you would normally be carrying around with you.
Yep. Granted just hands over the stashes then.
Good. It was a bit rude of you to stand me up, but I am aware of the mitigating circumstances, so I'll let you make it up to me.
Yeah?
He hands you 550 gold pieces and says, "Deal's a deal." There's a second stash, though, in the mirror run.
A second stash, you say?
Yeah. Get them for me, and you can consider me a friend. And
okay.
And all this getting stood up late at night. Consider that water under the bridge.
Okay. I'll consider your goon suggesting he wants to punch me for no reason. Water under the bridge.
Ah, that's just Dex. That's just how Dex is.
Oh yeah.
It's hidden in the guard quarters.
Oh yeah.
Last place I
guard quarters, eh?
Yeah.
How do you get in there?
How I get in any other part of the run.
Yeah, that's fair actually.
Magic. I'll introduce you to those contacts, though, if you get me that.
Yeah.
I know I said I would before, but obviously the extra inconvenience has made me rather disinclined to talk.
Oh, I thought you understood the circumstances.
I understand the circumstances. I'm a very understanding man. But, nonetheless, I can't be letting you think that you can just keep me waiting at any moment. You might do it again. So you get me that second stash and I'll tell you I'll tell you who you can use as a contact, who can get you things.
Okay. Well, as we say where I came from, and then Grounded just says something in Aarakocra which sounds like birds tweeting.
Okay. Yep. He looks at you and like, don't speak the language, but I'm assuming it wasn't a threat.
Nope. Although it's just out of character, just to be clear, it was something obscenely rude.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
She's subtweeting him.
Sad as he's walking into the Whisper Watch.
Just hear it. Yeah. Did someone just really say that? No. Okay. Yeah. So you have another quest to get those contacts you want. Yeah. Actually, that took a lot less time than I thought. So we're now going to jump to Whisper Watch. So this is happening at the same time. You walk in and Theric is having a nap in his chair. He's got his feet up on the desk and he's just like, and he's holding this silver rod. It's about 4 feet long, and it's quite ornate. It's got like these twirling sort of veins of I think it is aquamarine. Yes. Running down the course, and they kind of glow. They kind of pulse, glowing bright blue occasionally. But as you approach, his hearing kicks in because, you know, despite being an old man, he's got pretty good hearing, and he bolts up and goes, you're back. Has it really been that long? I closed my eyes for 5 seconds.
That's good. I was going to wake him up with a Thunder Gauntlet.
I could do with another 5, but I've got it. The thing I said. What did I say? What was I getting? Oh yes, in my hand. Right. You take this and hands it. I think who's he like? He's going to hand it to Gargoyle. Gargoyle, take this. Because you had the long talk in the lock-in, I think.
Yeah.
You take this. Right. This is your way out. I haven't got a way in for you, but I've got the way out. Right. So. The idea, you see, it came to me last night. I think rather sublime. This is the ether rod. Okay, it's a little invention of mine. It's sort of based a little on some of the ether rods that we actually use around campus. If you slam this into the ground, right, and what'll happen is you twist the tip clockwise. Right? And that'll activate it. It'll start glowing properly. Anything gets hit by the light that it produces, and it'll really go quite far. It's quite impressive. Got to be in there for a little bit while, about 30 seconds or so. Anything in that light for 30 seconds will get... Ooh, I'm sorry. Very briefly, my camera just froze. That was weird. Yeah. We'll get ripped out of the material plane and into a little pocket plane of my own devising called the Etherverse. And with that, I can bring you right here through the Ethernet.
We get to go through the mail.
I got the idea from this ridiculous gentleman who insisted on posting himself. And I thought, well, why not? Why not use the Ethernet to send you over to here? And so you all come out along with all the dragons right here.
I was trying to work out which reference you were going for, whether it's going to be us, it was a fax machine, or no, you're just going straight for Ethernet.
I mean, I have established that the Ethernet is the transportation system that Theric uses before. Yeah,
you just scan us in and upload us to the Matrix.
I do have one question. Once we do get here, what are we supposed to do with a dozen dragon wormlings?
Well, that is the trickier part. But I was wondering, well, why don't we post them? Not post them, but like package them up into a lot of big crates. Take them down to the docks, load them onto a ship, and then just sail out.
I might be able to help with that.
But to where?
Well, to anywhere. There's plenty of places that are, sparsely populated. The desert would be great.
Again, I can help with that.
These are my siblings here.
Well, yes. I mean, you can go with them.
No,
Again, I can help with that.
One thing is, is that really the best idea you can come up with for getting out 24 or so dragons?
In my defense, you gave me 8 hours.
Also, in your defense, getting off of Cantlore is practically impossible without anything other than a ship or the highest of high teleportation magics.
Yes, it's quite difficult. You could possibly... well, there is one teleportation circle that is permitted out. Good luck. It is... well, it's in the Arch-Chancellor's headquarters. Obviously, there is no Arch-Chancellor, but it's sort of guarded by all the members of faculty. They use it occasionally. They used it actually last night to go and get someone. I don't know. They're back already, but they're...
I'm sorry, they're what?
They're back. Oh, yeah. You can teleport pretty quickly, can't you? And then you'll be back soon enough.
Did they come back with anyone?
I don't know. I just heard that they were back. That's all.
That complicates things.
Well, I mean, I've not seen any of them. So if they're back, they must be busy doing something, but I don't know what.
They may have picked up a high-value targets while they were out.
No, they finally got that Leros chap. Good.
No.
That is a joke. That is not one of the canon Leros references I'm going to add. No. Well, I don't know anything about high value targets. I just move the mail around and try and keep an eye on things, but no one's been in this morning. Usually most of the faculty, the head faculty, they come in quite early. They get all their packages and all their letters and all that, and read about their machinations. And no one's been in. No one at all. Like it's almost noon. It's mad.
If you're looking for a safe place, I grew up in Skystretch Haven above the grasses and the trees, and it's the safest place in Periester, as far as I know.
And they'd be okay with, God, a good dozen dragons arriving random.
If they knew the dragons could talk and be reasoned with, they would help.
Well, alright, we'll send them there. Via boat. Is it easy to get to it via boat?
You can get halfway there. They'll be safe so long as they fly there over the Feywilds.
It should be alright. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it, shall we? Let's get them out first.
Alright, so now for the hard part, and that's actually finding the dragons inside the School of Transmutation.
Yes, good luck with that. I'm sure you'll do it.
A really good rod.
Hey, Derek's been known to do that. Yeah, so I will give you the actual rules of the Ether Rod, because they will probably come up.
Gargoyle is going to compliment him on it.
I actually do have one more thing to do. Eao is going to give Derek a gift as a thank you for the help. And Eao's going to hand Theric a walking cane that has a hidden rapier inside of it.
Oh, this is snazzy. Is there a story behind this? It's beautiful.
It's something that it was used by my predecessor before I took over his position. Of course, I have a new weapon now, and I feel like someone else could find better use of it.
That is wonderful, wonderful. Thank you very much. Eao Dunwich, wasn't it? Yes. My head for names is not so good with everything that's been going on, you know. I'm very tired. Thank you. I'm sure I'll see you all very soon when you come through the other side. But I just want to say good luck. And he holds his hand out to you, Eao, to shake.
I'll shake it.
Okay, you shake. You shake his hands. He clasps it quite tightly and gives you a firm, thorough shake. And
that's how much bludgeoning damage again?
It's no bludgeoning damage. It is no bludgeoning damage. You are okay. But when you pull your hand away, there is a mark on your hand. In the shape.
This is turning into blades.
No. It is. Hold on a sec. No, let's not do that one. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. You have a lesser dragon mark of hospitality. So
that's
you gain the spells Friends,
everyone?
Unseen Servant, and Rope Trick. It is, yes. It is actually Unearthed Arcana, that one in particular, but
okay. So I suppose the next stop would be the School of Transmutation.
Wait. Not to speak lowly of your potential firearms expertise, but I think maybe, just in case an emergency happens, I should probably be carrying those weapons we found from those soldiers.
Oh, yeah, sure. Which one do you want?
lots of guns.
All of them.
Guns. Lots of guns.
Gargle will take the arquebus.
Just jump into the hat of holding, and it's like that scene from The Matrix.
We got a rifle, we got a cannon, and we got a sniper. Which one do you want?
The sniper.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Would they actually know those terms in universe?
No, that's just what I have written down on my thing.
They would know. They would know sniper, because I think a sniper is a snipe hunter, and a snipe is a kind of bird. But
yeah, true.
I might be wrong on the origin of the word sniper, though. But I think that's where it comes from.
No, you're right. It's also the origin of the term snipe hunt, meaning that an untask you send someone off on.
But yeah, off to the School of Transmutation. Is there any more prep anyone needs to do before they do that? Or you're all ready to go?
I need to buy some oil of what's it?
Tag it? Etherealness? There's several oils.
Oh, the slippery one that also gives you freedom of movement if you rub it on yourself.
Oil of slipperiness.
That's the one. And also a grappling hook.
Okay, yep, you can get all of those. I'll do what the price is later, but I know you've got enough cash for that. So yeah, you can get all those. Those are all allowed under the Cantlore shopping rules, as I've said. So you go grab some of those. And you head over to the School of Transmutation. I need to get the program up that I wrote.
Yeah,
right.
I had things to prep as well, but...
Oh, yeah? What do you need?
I'm assuming I need to get in touch with Amos and the rest of the smugglers and say we've got cargo.
Yes, you can very quickly go and do that. You are aware that you have very limited time. The more time you spend... Okay.
It's going to be a quick message, and I will get anything I guess I will need for this jailbreak, heist, morally still correct thing to do because it's stopping dragons being enslaved, so fine.
Yeah. Any shopping I'm including as the sort of part of the time for the long rest you did, but anything specifically based on information Theric has given you, I'm counting towards a counter I'm just like keeping track of, which is based on basically how much time you've got until the faculty are done with whatever they're currently doing.
I've just got this idea of Hannah writing down a note on a piece of paper and then making paper airplane and finding the nearest cliff to the town.
But yeah, you can send a message that's going to cost you 1 piece on the clock. It's not a clock as in a Blades one. It's just counting up constantly.
What if you just use the Aethernet?
You could send it via the Ethernet, but it does tend to take a while to get to places that don't have like an Ethernet hub or rod. And the lower areas, probably do have one actually. You might be able to send a message through the Ethernet. Might be read by anyone though.
Nah. I know where Amos and the rest of the smugglers are hiding out and getting our boat prepped for our escape. So
you can pop down there. It'll cost you 1 piece on the clock. That's all.
Yeah. I'll also be down in the docks for picking up anything people need down from here. Then I guess.
Yep, that's fine. So I will. I'm just going to make a note.
I guess I'm also being followed as well. Like, presume I'm being followed.
Just drop kick Reynard for us.
You're not being followed currently.
Nah, I like Reynard.
I'm just making a note. Amos knows about the impending dragons. Alright. Here's hoping that boat doesn't sink, because otherwise the dragon heist will be in deep water. Right. Let's, little joke for fans of the book Waterdeep Dragon Heist there. Let's go. Let's actually do this. You arrive at the School of Transmutation. On the outside, this time, it looks like a shed. Literally like a garden shed. It's made of wood. There's a single window in it. You look inside the window and you can see gardening implements. Tiny, 5 foot by 5 foot. Couldn't possibly be a school. Eao, you leading the way?
Yeah.
I wonder what would happen if we broke the window. Like, would it just go into the shed, or would it go into the School of Transmutation?
It's a great question. Oh, at this point, by the way, looking at Gargoyle, probably the rest of the party realizes the Gargoyle doesn't have a shadow anymore.
Huh.
I'm sure it's fine. Don't worry about it.
This is fine. It's fine. It's not a problem. Okay.
Gargoyle, you don't have anyone in your head, do you?
What?
If only you had. If only you had telepathy to say that.
Like, you don't have a shadow. I just want to check no one's hanging around in your head and threatening to take over your body at an inconvenient moment, are they?
Oh, no. But considering who took the shadow, maybe keep your eyes peeled for if it's here or not.
Okay. Do you need it back?
Not particularly.
All right.
I won't throw any shade on you then.
You open the door. I presume you all walk in. It's it's an empty room. You're in a 4-way corridor.
Here before?
Well, Eao's been in this building before, but not in this room. Which makes things difficult. There's no one here, but there is a door. There's a door to the left, a door to the right, and a door straight on. Where would you like to go? I think I'll introduce the rules now of how this is going to work, actually. It's probably the smart time. We're doing this as what I'm calling the MOASC, the mother of all skill challenges. This is a multi-tiered skill challenge, which would basically last for most of the session. So the rules on this, okay? Each floor of the building represents its own skill challenge. And you must, for each one, get a number of successes before you get a number of failures, otherwise you get some consequence. I will tell you at the start of each floor what the consequence is, and the number of successes and failures. You will get XP for each floor that you complete, and yeah, you just go through and you'll just deal with whatever comes up, right? I don't even know what's going to come up. That's what the computer program I have written is going to do. Because this place changes all the time. I literally don't know what is going to be in the next room.
As long as it's not 2d6 ancient red dragons.
I'm killing Keith with procedural generation. You can't use you can't use the same skill twice in the entire building. Other people can use a skill you've used, but you can't use the same skill you've already used. Now I've done the addition. In total, there are 90 possible like combinations of skills and all that. And there's not going to be 90 like challenges coming up, so you will be fine. But maybe consider not using your best things straight away, because it will get harder as things go on.
This is a weird way to advertise your new game for MS-DOS.
And Grounded are going to be fine.
So yeah, like if Grounded uses stealth and that's a success, great. Grounded can never use stealth for the rest of the session, but Eao can, Gargoyle can, Anna can, etc. If you use a short rest resource or a consumable, you get advantage on whatever roll you're trying to do. It has to make sense why that short rest resource works, but you can gain advantage. If you use something that is a long rest resource like spell slots or channel divinity or whatever you've got, that is an automatic success, but it has to make sense. You have to tell me why that spell is going to help or why that long rest feature is going to help. You can use any of your items and all that. If there's an item that's going to give you a boost to this and it makes sense, we'll give you advantage, we'll give you, boost to things like that. You can use tool proficiencies as well. Tools are perfectly valid too. If you have a tool proficiency and a skill and you want to use both at the same time, bear in mind you won't be able to use them in the future, but you'll get advantage as well on the roll. Yes?
Question. Is it possible that we just immediately walk into the dragon room?
No.
Oh.
No. I am interpreting the results. Like, I'm not just going and giving you whatever is there. I'm going, okay, yeah, we'll use this, this, and this. To make sense of it.
So what you're saying is we are beta testing your new game. I'm so proud, Nick. You're getting back into game development. I'm so happy.
I made this in 4 hours. I'm very proud of myself.
You game jammed, Nick.
Each individual failure will increase that faculty project clock I told you about. The results of that will impact probably the start of next session. And you want a low number, basically. Golf rules, right? Try and keep that thing as low as possible. And each floor, as I say, has its own major consequence as well. Are we ready to go? Four-way room. Left, right, straight on. Pick a room.
Can we do anything to make an educated guess about which way to go?
What would you like to do? You can, if you want to. You go ahead and tell me. Be very feel free to think outside of the box with skills. You don't have to go with what we've previously done as quite a strict interpretation of the rules. Feel free to think a lot more outside of the box with skill challenges.
I think I know the solution to this puzzle. See, left is right. That means left and right go to the same place. That's obviously a trap. We go center.
Okay.
Granted, just looks
Inside
confused.
the box. We're in a box.
You stride straight forward and you open the door ahead of you. Inside, you see what looks like a lab room. Some experimental setup. There are crystals around. There are all sorts of mechanical apparatus. But most importantly, everything is on the ceiling. And the moment you step inside, you are lifted onto the ceiling as if gravity's inverted. And you sort of fall and land on the ceiling. Not far enough to take any kind of damage, but you're on the ceiling. However, as you enter, the gravity shifts again, and it starts falling to the side. So you think it's actually changing all the time while you're in there. How would you all like to go about getting through this room?
This has got to be incredibly weird for Grounded, who is sticking to the ceiling.
Grounded, you're walking along the floor while things are rushing past you. So you're still in danger. Like, there's scalpels and stuff that are just flinging along through the air. What's the plan?
Is there anything useful in the room?
Depends what you want to use them for. There's scalpels, so very good for cutting things. There's a lot of random gems. Chairs.
Any of them valuable?
Books. The gems all look drained. Like, sort of vague, sort of grey, as if the experiment in there has drawn all of the magical energy out of them.
Are there any gems that look like they're still being there? They might still be powering something.
Yeah, there's one in the center. Yeah, there's one in the center that's sort of flickering. Like it hasn't got much power left, but this flickering coincides with every shift in gravity. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Can I just try and grab that gem and see if it's got an off button?
Okay, we run on Blades rules for this. What would you like to actually roll to do that? Because you've got to choose, because once you choose, you aren't allowed to use that skill again.
I roll telekinetic.
You can use the telekinetic feature. Is that limited in any way? Because if it's not limited, you still have to make a roll, and you will have to choose a skill. If it's limited, like per long rest, you can use that instead of a skill.
Nope, it's just functionally the mage hand cantrip.
Yeah, so you can use that, but you're going to have to make a roll. And you can choose what it is, and just make sense of it.
Yep, can I just try rolling Arcana to just sort of give it a look over?
Absolutely,
work out what it is?
You can absolutely do Arcana on this, sure. So roll me Arcana. You're not using a limited feature, so you don't get advantage on this. But yeah, use Arcana to try and just sort of get the information about it, realize what it is, knock it away. And I will start marking whether there are successes and failures. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, floor 1, 3 successes before you get 3 failures. Easy.
And what's the consequence?
You become lost, and any failures are multiplied by 2 for this one, for how much they cost on the time track. It's quite a mild one for the first floor.
Oh, by the way, just because it hasn't come up before, my floating proficiency is currently in perception.
That makes sense.
That is a 16.
16! That is exactly the DC you need.
Yay!
Hey.
Very nice, very nice. So you send out the mage hand, and you're focusing, and you're just like, it's that one thing, but the gravity's shifting all around you, and things are like whacking you in the side. But you shoot the hand forward, and you knock the gem off, and it falls to the ground, and it shatters, and gravity reverts to normal all of a sudden. Everyone, you're probably falling off walls, landing in a puddle on the ground, but you're all fine. You're all fine. This happened quickly enough that you haven't taken any damage.
I think it's only Hannah and Eao it happened to, right?
No, once you go in a room, you're all in the room for purposes of this.
No,
otherwise,
the other two are flying or spider climbing.
Spider climb.
That's fair. I would say, Gargoyle, you would still fall because a sudden shift in gravity is going to be very... Oh, hang on. We'll be right back. Yeah, we'll be right back. And but yeah, a shift in gravity is probably going to fuck up even the best flyer. Because like you're suddenly having to flap against a different angle to keep up. Oh, you're back. And go back. There we go. Yeah. So in that case, yeah, you probably were flapping around doing your best, but you were probably still going against the walls as well. But yeah,
regardless
success.
of which way the gravity turned, his head just stayed there.
Yes. Yeah. That I will allow. That's perfectly fine. So that's one success. I'll put that in the success box. So I initially put it in the failure box by accident. Yeah. So there's another door at the other end of the room, and you're able to just sort of head out.
How many gems is Eao looting?
They're not. They don't seem to be worth much from your perspective. I mean, you can loot them if you want. Honestly, the medical equipment, like the scalpels and all that, they're probably worth more.
Can Granted take some of the medical equipment just to restock her healer's kit?
Sure, you can regain 1 charge of the healer's kit.
Wait. Kind of concerned that everywhere in Cantlore appears to be always unattended experiments going wrong.
Can you tell I went to university and did postgraduate
I will be right
research?
back. I'm getting a phone call. I apologize.
Okay, no problem.
No worries.
Yeah, this is all based on my experiences. I will just I'll just put us to the oops while Iris is taking that call.
Should we take like a very quick break, I guess?
Yeah. Feel free to take a quick break. I'm gonna sit here and chat with people who've popped in. Hey, Envis, how's everyone doing?
I'm just gonna take it. Just taking a mini break.
Yeah, of course. I'll wait until everyone's back. So yeah, what I wrote is a little tool, and I'll share this tool because it's actually a website, so people can run this themselves. I wrote a little generator for all the possible rooms and corridors and all that. I don't know how many permutations there are, but there's probably quite a few. And it throws in, what's in each room, throws in the corridor layouts, throws in if there are any traps and that sort of thing. So yeah, I'll share that with everyone once we've done this, because I don't want people running it and seeing what sort of thing comes through.
Curses.
Okay, are the crimes going on in chat?
No, we're
foiled by the power of Nick thinking ahead.
We're just on the technical difficult breeze screen at the moment while.
Oh yeah, so everyone can see my old Discord avatar now.
Was that your old Discord avatar?
No, I think it was.
I thought it was a Twitter image or something. I think.
Yeah, it was just an image I grabbed.
Oh yeah,
from Twitter.
Oh yeah, it might be a Twitter image.
And it's the picture of me stood in front of the massive cactus. Yeah. Error. YouTube is experiencing buffering. Oh, good. Oh, that's stopped now. We seem to be alright. That was 20 minutes ago. Oh, that I think that was when my camera messed up. Yeah.
Wait, you mean YouTube wants you to give us a buff?
I handed out a buff when I was originally planning it. I was going to give Iris a spell wrought tattoo, not a dragon mark. But then I realised the dragon mark of hospitality almost perfectly matched what I wanted to hand out. So
sorry about that. Something important came. It was an important phone call.
No worries. All right, we'll go back. We just had a mini break, so no worries. All right. So you open on the next door, and there is a corridor ahead. It's a long straight. On the left, there are 4 doors. On the right, there are 2. There is nothing at the end. If you pick one of the doors, let me know.
Can we listen at the doors first?
Sure. Tell me a door you want to listen to, and I'll tell you what you hear behind.
I'll just listen to the nearest door then.
Okay, so the nearest one is one on the left. You can't hear much at all in that one.
I'm going to listen to the furthest most door on the right.
Furthest most door on the right. Yeah, okay, so you can hear something angry. Like 2 very angry things. Do you speak Abyssal?
No.
Well, it's angry and it's quite guttural sounding.
Probably not there.
Anyone else listening at a door?
Nah, I trust these
although
three
I would prefer to go into a door that doesn't have abyssal people talking in it.
That's a great shout, honestly.
Maybe these are the people who hate Cantlore that we want to ally with. Yeah, that
what they're
sounds like
arguing about.
good shout.
So yeah, do we want to go through Grounded's door then?
Yep, first door on the left.
Okay, you open the door, and you enter a drab-looking library. Like, it's not been well maintained. It's quite small, quite cramped, and there's just stacks and stacks and stacks of books, and as you're looking through them, they're all about accountancy.
I'm not sure how, like, the sentence would have finished, but I was so worried you were going to say you've entered into a dragon. Like a dragon pit or something.
Well, you are aiming to get to the dragon pit. That's the goal. Like, focus. Can't steal a dragon if you don't get to the dragon pit, right? But
Are there any book?
Oh, sorry.
Are there any accountancy books specifically about running a guild?
Maybe
Possibly
if you want to have a look. This won't count as a skill challenge skill. There is.
Are there any one of those books that give you a permanent stat upgrade?
No. Unless you want a permanent stat upgrade in accountancy.
I see the problem. I see.
I'll take
I'll look for one.
What's the problem, Hannah?
I see the problem. This is a library for transactions, and it's a misfiling error. It's all going to transportation schools. They're just. Yeah, I see the problem here.
Yep. That's exactly what's happened. Yeah. Mark down inspiration for getting my terrible joke.
I already have an inspiration.
No, you don't. It would have gone on the long rest. So mark down again.
I have inspiration.
I didn't get it, but, you know, there's no accounting for taste.
Oh, mark down disinspiration.
Boo.
I mean, to be fair, half the party is carrying out transactions anyway.
I mean, that's a fair point. But yeah, there's another door that leads on. I've not every room in here is deadly, and not every room is part of the skill challenge. I like to add some flavour too. But you can take some books on accountancy if that's a skill you would like to learn. We can start a downtime.
Gargoyle has now got a +2 in accounting.
You don't have a +2, but you could learn a skill proficiency in accountancy if you want to spend the downtime on that.
Yeah, learn your tool proficiency. Chartered accountants.
Oh no, it's a skill. It's under intelligence, accountancy.
No, I think you'll find that all accountants are tools, Nick.
That's a fair point.
I found a book on accounting for guilds and give it to her here.
Okay, you now have a book on counting for guilds. And
I already know how to handle our finances. I've been doing it well.
Yeah, you just draw it all into your personal account and
but
I
now
have
just
in
literally
fact
just throw
not
the
done
words
that.
unban your colleague from the Summit District in big letters on the front.
So you walked into this library and instantly found a book on accountancy for Eao.
Yeah.
Eao looks at the book and goes, "Wow, this is worthless," and tosses it to the side.
Less than worthless.
How long did it take you to find that?
No time at all. It's an interesting thing about libraries. Sometimes you just find what you're looking for. Are you going to look for a book, Hannah?
It's not that you instantly found the book you were looking for immediately.
Sometimes. That's what happens in the library.
Go on, just throw your arm in a direction.
That's exactly how it works if you learn your Dewey Decimal.
Yeah.
So if I'm assuming this is a magically enchanted library that finds exactly the book on transactions that you were concerned about, let's stick my hand out and see if I can find a book on celestial accountancy.
Okay. Roll me a religion check, please.
Does this count against the rules of the?
No. This is some fluff that we're having in the middle. This is some roleplay we're having in between. This is not counting on the skill challenge. You'll still be able to use that in the future.
Yeah. So my religion is flat 0, so that's an 8 total.
8 total. Okay. Okay, you're going to get a little book, and it is not a book on how to do any accountancy. It's not any book on major transactions. It is a small black book, and inside it includes the pocket money of hang on a sec, I need to look up something that has been in my notes for ages and ages and ages and ages and ages, and it's so far back my memory hasn't got anything of it.
I like how halfway through we've just decided to abandon the adventure and become the Guild of Accounting.
The Guild of Accountancy, yeah.
It's our only hope of getting Eao re-elected, which he'd hate.
Look, we are going to excel at this accountancy task, okay? We've got access to this room, this office, as it were.
There it is. There it is. So this.
Oh, so that's how Hannah's taking Lena out on a date.
This says, "How I spent my pocket money by the blade we've promised." And inside, you can see occasional purchases of flowers for my tutor. A nice apple.
Big and weighty.
Yes. Dancing lessons. And one last one, which is polish, and then it says in brackets, for the glaive. Yeah.
This is charming.
This is a charming little thing, isn't it? Yeah, some kid's pocket money and how they spent it. Anyway.
Huh.
It's a classic. It's a classic children's book.
We're going to put the book back on the shelf where I found it.
Okay.
It's adorable and
Riddle how it got there.
terrifying.
Nice. Mark down inspiration, Gargoyle. Nice. Nice. Yeah. I like that. Right, okay. If you're continuing on, or if you're looking at more random books in the library and seeing what God has for you.
We can continue on.
Okay, let me randomize another place.
2 weeks of study on this, we can get out of this Guild of Icons business. Set us some secure jobs.
You walk out into a neglected foyer. On the left, there are 2 doors. On the right, there is 1. The center area is dominated by an ornate statue, and it is depicting 3 wizards controlling the weather, like they're calling down lightning and storms.
Now, the book says that this is a transaction that you want to avoid because you're bringing a focal point into the center of the room but leaving the rest of it.
Okay. Can I see that book?
No, it sounds a bit shocking.
Oh dear.
He's trying to forecast.
He's just trying to lighten them.
I'm not afraid to remove inspiration.
Gargoyle didn't actually say anything.
So yeah, 2 doors to the left, 1 door to the right. Just for a note, broadly speaking, the corridors, including a foyer, are not part of the skill challenge. There are some minor exceptions, so do be careful. But it will be the rooms that will be. You just happen to have a fluff room in the previous one. But yeah, you can take a look. Which one would you like to take a look at, or listen rather?
And can I take a closer look at the statue before we leave?
At the statue, yes. Okay, so yeah, it's, as I said, it's ornate. It's trimmed with gold. It's quite large as well. It's probably about 10 feet up, 10 feet tall, and it's quite a masterwork. It's quite beautiful. This is made of marble, and yeah, it's depicting 3 wizards. You probably don't recognize any of the wizards. I think they've gone for the concept of wizard. Like, none of them have particular facial features of any kind of remark or anything like that.
Is there a plaque or anything on it?
Yes. And the plaque says commissioned by the third Transmutex, Reginath Strode. And it gives a year, but I don't know what current year it is. 1421, I think. So it'd probably be 1139. And it says commemorating the creation of the spell Control Weather.
Does anyone have an idea which door we want to go through?
Yep. Can I listen at the nearest door?
Sure, left or right?
left.
Okay. So the nearest door on the left, you can hear voices. You can hear, well, one voice specifically. You can hear that they're sort of shouting, but it's not an angry shout. It's kind of they're trying to make themselves heard in a large room. You can't hear the individual words because it's quite muffled, and especially by distance. But it sounds like they're talking quite a lot, so maybe it's a lecture of some kind or something like that.
Can I recognise the language or anything, or is it too muffled for that?
It's pretty muffled, but it sounds like it might be in common.
Okay.
It's got that sort of cadence of common.
Okay. Yep. I turned back to her and now said, "Just sounds like someone being a boring old git."
I mean, the less people who know we're here, the better at the moment, right?
If we could avoid people, it'd be best.
Well, that depends on what we hear through the other door.
Let's take a listen to the right door.
Okay, you can hear screams. Sounds to me like 7 people screaming.
I'm
Sorry, just
impressed
dropped my
we can
D20.
make out seven different screams there.
Oh, they're screaming a lot. There's also kind of
owls
crackling and there's a heat coming off the door.
Owls have a, hearing that's so good that they can, map out space. So you could probably, distinguish 7 different individual voices of pure pain and agony.
Yeah.
So, hey, how many brass cannons did we lose last
5.
session?
5.
All of
Okay,
them.
then.
They wouldn't be taken to transportation, would they?
We don't know.
Presumably they'd be taken to the administration building or wherever we broke out of last time. I can't remember where it was we broke out of last time, Nick.
So, this is going to be a hard sell. But if we go into the door of screaming people, it might be people who don't like Cantlore.
Yeah, to be fair,
Actually, I was actually thinking something.
Yeah.
We're not
Similar,
here.
actually.
I do want to bring. We're not here to destroy Cantlore or anything. We're here to rob the place.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
Robbery is
but
a little
I'm
bit of
also,
destruction.
Gargoyle's
also
gone
feeling
full
more like this
ACAB.
place
All
is
Cantlores are bastards.
yeah, I'm also sharing the opinion that this place kind of has enough terribleness going on that I have full license to have a look into these things.
Can you tell Nick didn't
Open
enjoy
door.
his time as a postgraduate student? Okay, yeah, you open the door. The way I'm going to do it with any of these is when you're opening doors, you're all there. There's no jumping back and taking it slowly because these are skill challenges. I need a dexterity saving throw from each and every one of you as a ball of flame comes out as you open the door.
Is this an area of effect damage attack?
It's not an
basically
attack, but it's like a trap going off.
okay, I'm using inspiration
Basically,
on
I'm
that.
asking if I get evasion.
Oh yeah, you can have evasion on this. The rogues can definitely have evasion on this.
Right,
This is the
that's
kind of thing it's kind of built for. You're basically getting hit by fireball.
Okay.
That
18.
is a 19.
19's good, 18's good, you both pass.
20.
No damage.
20, you pass, you're going to take half damage.
17.
17, you just pass. You just pass. Let me roll the damage. You are going to take 15 points, Gargoyle and Hannah. That has been pre-halved for passing. As this ball of fire just whoomph straight out. It's backdraft essentially is what's happening. You open the door and it just goes whoomph.
Levels of rogue.
And you'd have to take quite a lot to get evasion, to be fair.
You should have taken levels of rogue.
And inside you can see a medical ward that is on fire, and there are 2 patients and 5 medical staff. The 2 patients are bedbound, and there's fire everywhere, and they are screaming. The medical staff are screaming. They're running around trying to put out the fires, but the fires are growing faster and faster than they can put them out. What would you like to do? Here we go, skill challenge part 2.
Okay, this might be a stretch, but could I use my medical training for my healer feat to sort of triage the situation and try and work out what's...
I'm going to say you went last time. I'm going to hear from everyone else first, preferably.
Okay. Annoyingly vetoed exactly what I was going to say.
If you want to give that a go, like you've got lay on hands, that might even be more effective.
I've got lay on hands and I've got medicine trained, so yeah.
Yeah, the building is currently the room is currently on fire, so it will be of limited effect doing triage while everything's on fire.
But safely moving people out of a bed while they're on fire, and
that's very true.
Metal, that's probably going to require a bit more than just yanking them out of a bed. It's going to make sure checking what wounds they've got in the beginning to make sure it's safe to even move them, or how to move them if it's unsafe to keep them there.
Okay, that sounds good. So yeah, roll me. Well, are you using lay on hands, or are you going to use medicine?
I'm going to use medicine to move the people who can be moved out safely.
Medicine, okay.
And then, yeah.
So if you want to make it an automatic success, you'd have to use all of your lay on hands. No, not all of it. You probably use half.
But let's roll medicine to start with.
If you want to add any like consumables or anything to give yourself advantage, you can do that.
Nah, we should go straight for the medicine at the moment, I think.
Okay, sounds good. Also, mark down which ones you've used, if possible, because we're not going to remember by the end of this.
Yeah. So let's roll. I'm using inspiration.
Good idea.
Flat 20.
Flat 20 is a success. So you're able to immediately tell like who can be moved and who can't, and luckily both of these patients seem to be movable. It looks like they're there with arm injuries, like some of them have cuts along their arms, and a couple of them do have burns, but they're not too serious. They're more screaming in panic at the moment. Everyone's kind of really panicked. So you're able to help and get them out. However, I'm not considering this room complete because it is still fucking on fire. So we're going to hear from another person, and this time I'm going to say it's Gargoyle or Eao. What are we doing about the fire?
I don't have anything water-based.
You can think outside the box. Like, it doesn't have to be as strict as I've gone with skills before. You can go quite weird with it. But it is getting hot in here, and yeah. Keep the clothes on though, please.
Is there like can I see the exit out of here?
Yes, there's another door at the other side, and there's one to the left as well. The patients are they were in the beds on the right, but you've brought them into the foyer I'm going to say, because that's the nearest door.
In that case, what I'd probably recommend is I could probably use a survival check and basically find the fastest, like the safest way to get to one of those two doors, and we just go
and just evacuate them and just Are you taking the other people out or leaving them to die?
I'll leave that.
I mean,
you said
it's your choice.
Took everybody out.
Oh, you've taken the patients out. You've not. The medical stuff is still running around trying to put out the fire.
I suppose I could lead them there as well. Like just point like.
Yeah, it's more flavour on the effect of: are you leaving them to die like a callous bastard, or are you taking them? I don't know. They might be evil. You never know.
Leave them to die.
They are. You know, they're a loose end. But yeah, okay. Roll survival. I think that's a perfectly fine use of survival to try and find the safest route through the fire and which door is the best one to go through, and get through that. So that sounds great to me.
That is a 15.
A 15 is a failure, I'm afraid. So you're running in and you're trying to find the right one, but there's a lot of heat haze. You know, your head's starting to swim from the smoke as well, and you're looking around and you're trying to get your bearings, and you actually for a second lose which side you were coming from, and you go and you open a door that's near the source of the fire, and fresh air rushes in and the fire just gets worse. It spreads really, really, really quickly. Take I'm gonna say a D8 of fire damage from that. Well, that's a 1, so 0 because 1. You know, you don't get evasion on this because it's not an area of effect. There's no dodge for it. But 1 is good. And Okay, next over to Gargoyle, and then everyone will be able to jump in again.
Right. Well, best is probably going to be I don't want to use it too soon, but it seems kind of like a bit dire straits with a room on fire. A perception check to see if there's any kind of like sprinkler system or like lever or something that should be pulled in this event.
Okay, so you're going to look around for some measure of some way of getting rid of fires. Yeah. Okay. Roll me perception. We'll see what you find.
Right. Boy, that's 22.
22's enough. You see these little blue gems in the ceiling, and you have a feeling if you can just shoot some magical energy into them, any of your cantrips would do, that would activate them and probably create water, you're guessing? Like, you don't know how the building works, but it seems obvious that blue means water, right? So, yeah. Shoot off
I'm
a
just
cantrip.
gonna, like, hurl Cutter in the direction, and because mending is a touch cantrip, I can cast, like, just have him glide across them.
Yeah, that makes
as
sense.
he's
Yeah,
casting it.
and do it, and then water comes down, puts out all the fire. So that is your third success. And the next
It's a shame
room...
this was an oil fire.
No, that is your third success. You have passed floor 1. That's floor 1 complete. You did it with 3 successes and 1 failure. You gain... I'll give you your XP at the end, but I will say this was worth 750 experience points. You beat the failure consequence for this. You don't get the failure consequence. The project clock is now at 2. Which is pretty good, because you started this entire thing at 1, because obviously Hannah had to go send a message. So that's really good. I won't tell you what the project clock means, but yeah, the higher it is, the worse it is. On to floor 2. So...
do the people who are in the room have anything to say, or are they just sort of still panicking?
They're quite
could have let them
panicky. You
forget
can
about
talk to them if you want. It's up to you. That won't be a skill challenge skill. You can just talk to them.
And doesn't even think about this. She just says, well, she just channels her full inner charmers and says, what was happening in there?
Something went a bit wrong. This is normally the Burns ward, and I think something manifested Burns in the Burns ward. We're not sure. Things are a little unstable today. I'm sorry. I've got to treat the patients. But the room, the building's unstable.
I hand the medic their patient.
Ah, yes. And thank you. We'll sort this out.
They seem to be in excellent condition.
They do, actually. Yeah.
I sleep on my fingers. You said it's the burn ward.
Yes. Yeah. For any accidental burns.
That doesn't make sense. Chalmers interacts with Skinner, not Burns.
Thank you both of you for laughing at that reference.
But yes, we've got a Burns ward because of all the experiments. I don't understand.
I'm kind of concerned about the layout of this place. It doesn't seem conducive to getting people to this. Like, even under the best of circumstances, it doesn't seem like getting here is particularly easy with the hallways scrambling like this.
It is. It doesn't change that often. Usually, the Transmutex keeps things sort of stable, sets a layout in the morning, and lets us all know, and we go about our jobs. But she's not here. She's not turned up today. Not sure why. She didn't leave a message or anything. I'm sure she'll be here, and then everything will be normal again. But at the moment, it's all a bit chaotic.
Well, you'll be safe here, I guess. I hope.
Oh, should be. Provided no one gets the idea that a foyer is also a Burns ward, we'll be okay. I think. I think it was the idea that it's a Burns ward, and the hallway just tried to make it happen.
Do things manifest what people are thinking that often?
I don't know. This is a guess. I'm really just a medic.
Okay. No, it's fine. I'm not much of an expert in anything to do with magic, so I'm just concerned for my well-being and everyone else's at the same time.
Yes, me too.
Sorry, we're a group of artificers. We're not really used to traveling around the School of Transmutation. It seems that there's things going wrong. There was a library of transaction books that clearly shouldn't have been here.
I've got something for you. Don't worry. And pulls out a little pill box and hands you a pill gargle. So that'll help.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Carol puts it in bag of holding.
No, you're meant to swallow it.
Can I glance at the pill to
It's
see
not a
what it is?
suppository. It's a plain white pill.
Gargoyle takes it.
Okay, you feel mildly less anxious.
For once.
Also 10d20 fire damage.
No.
I was expecting a teleportation pill.
The medic is just handing out anti-anxiety medication to everyone because this is a pretty stressful situation, and they think that maybe this will help. Basically.
Well, wish us luck.
Good luck. Wish us luck as well, because any minute now, I'm sure that room will set fire to itself again.
Right, let's press on.
Okay.
Gargoyle kind of looks to Eao when they're out of earshot, just like,
How did I do?
I'm sure it went fine.
You go down the stairs. At the end is a short straight. This time on the left there are 4 doors, and on the right there are 3. Quite a lot of doors. They're quite cramped up together. I will say now that you are on floor 2, this is a medium difficulty one. You need 6 successes before you get 3 failures.
How are we feeling about this team? Are we making good progress at the moment?
Your failures have reset, by the way. You're at 0 failures again.
Hey.
And you're at 0 successes. The consequence of this one is you accidentally stumble up 1 floor and you have to repeat the previous floor. With whole new rooms.
So our penalty for failing floor 1 would be to redo floor 0. And then floor 1, and then potentially floor 0 again.
Who knows?
No,
you could just keep doing it. Yeah.
This could work to our advantage. If we go up enough floors, we'll stack overflow and we'll get to the final floor instead.
Whoops!
Yeah,
we're in hell now.
Nick will have run out of pre-gen scenarios.
None of these are pre-gen. I'm genning them at the moment. I hit a button that says randomize and I get a new one.
Shit. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4.
4 on the left, 4 on the right. 3 on the right, sorry. 4 on the left, 3 on the right.
I'm going to listen to the middle 3rd door on the right.
Awkward. Okay.
The door that's in the middle of the 3, you know.
Okay. Okay. Right. Okay. Interesting. So in this case, once again, because this is a skill challenge, you're all there for this. I need a dexterity saving throw from all of you, please, the moment you get near the door.
Yeah, I didn't think we were going to be able to
This one's
suss
trapped.
out all of them.
An arcane sigil flares to life.
That's not good at all. That's a 10.
And a net falls down from the ceiling.
That's the 12.
15.
Wow. What was yours, Eao, sorry?
22.
22. You backflip out the way. You are fine. Everyone else is under the net.
I mean, I rolled a 10 out of my 5, so that's a shame.
This is 1 failure. And no, it's not. This isn't part of the skill challenge. This is just a consequence of a trap. I forgot. I was getting myself confused. You are all you're under the trap. That counts as a Project Faculty clock thing, as it takes time to get you out of the net. This is the least dangerous trap. Like Eao mentioned earlier, what the fuck did Alana have with purple worm poison? There are blades with purple worm poison applied in the list of traps that can be generated.
Is
Careful
this,
with the doors.
I'm looking at the thing that's trapped us while we're unscrambling ourselves from it. And
Yeah.
Is this the net thing Ferric was talking about?
That's terrible. I love it.
Can I have inspiration back for that?
Yes, go on. You can have inspiration for that. Terrible net joke. Yeah, once you're all done networking and you're out from under there, you're able to continue. So it counts as the faculty project clock goes up by 1, but you haven't got a failure. You can go into the door now. The trap is disarmed by the fact that you've used it. But yeah,
that makes it the safest door here.
These traps are here to stop you listening at every door, basically.
Percentage-wise, yes, that doesn't make it the safest door here.
I mean, we've already triggered the trap.
Does anyone have a 10-foot pole? Just asking.
Door 3 on the right was the whirling blade trap coated with purple worm poison. It could have been! It could have been! I just looked at the rest of them. Yeah. Damn shame. Yeah. So you going in? You want to do door 3 on the right?
No.
Yeah?
I open the door tap at the door telekinetically to check for a trap.
I will count that as triggering a trap on all of you. Just so you know. It is safer to just open doors than it is to listen at them, basically. The idea is to try and force you to keep momentum going forwards instead of approaching extremely cautiously. Most of your danger is going to be in the skill challenge, not in checking the doors. This is just
we are playing the Takeshi's Castle thing where you have
run
to
through these doors. Just keep going. Because of the way this is laid out, it actually looks like Scooby-Doo when they're going back and forth through the corridor. You can press on through that room if you would like.
Yes, please.
Okay, so you open up and inside is a vaulted kitchen. And all of the pots and pans are alive. And they are all dancing around, and they're full of hot oil and hot water, and it's all splashing about, and they start coming towards you, and they're singing this little song.
Okay. They're animate and alive, as opposed to they're just alive and in a terrible amount of pain.
Oh no, we're not in Burns Ward Part 2. No, they're animated objects, and they're coming straight at you.
Again.
Yeah,
We're not in
Fantasia.
Flintstone's kitchen. We're in Fantasia stroke Beauty and the Beast.
I think I have a solution to this.
Okay, what are you going to do?
Call the chair.
I'm going to use my minor hypnosis ability to attempt, which is a wisdom saving throw against them, and if they fail it, they get charmed. I'm going to use it to try to conduct them.
Okay.
Like a conduct.
Now, minor hypnosis. This is one of your maneuvers, right? Your tricks. Your tricks recharge on a long rest, right? Or do they recharge on a short rest? I have a feeling they're long rest, but because if so, it's an automatic success.
Short or long rest.
Short rest. So this is going to give advantage on a check. You're still going to have to choose a check, but you'll have advantage because you're using the magic to assist you. Something like persuasion or intimidation might work well here, but whatever really feels best to you.
In that case, I think persuasion will be good.
Okay, roll me persuasion and with advantage because you're using this magic and this short rest ability to...
That is an 18.
18's good. That's a success. So you well, it's not cast. It's you use your street magic, and you make a very convincing argument that they should back off and twist away, and you're able to get through the kitchen just fine. And this kitchen's sort of like it's like a long corridor. So there's only one exit from this one, but you're all able to pass through.
Gargoyle is internally wondering how beings without eyes were able to be hypnotized, and is just attributing it to the School of Transmutation.
That's fine. As I say, it's a lot more loose and free in a skill challenge comparatively. So yeah, you're all through. That is one success. Well done. You now the next area is a T-junction that sort of curves downwards, like it tilts downwards like that. There's a little bit of a staircase down, and then there's a T-junction. And
they were making tea there.
No, and to the left there's a door. To the right there's a door.
No, the previous room was making tea. That was the kitchen.
Well, you know what they say, left is right, so let's go right.
Okay.
Let's go right.
Okay.
Grant is
It's
going to say to
flawless
Eao. Grant is going to say to Eao, wait, where'd you learn that?
Don't worry about it.
I learned it from watching you.
Okay.
Anna, Gargoyle, you ever heard of this? I haven't.
What is it, sorry?
You ever heard of left being right?
Only at one half of the school, only one half of the church.
Well, I'm left Talon, so...
Okay, so one of you, and this will be part of the skill challenge and will count as a success if you do it right. So choose who it's going to be, but I'm going to set what the skill is. I need a perception check.
I used mine, damn it.
Guess what I've got proficiency in right now?
Well, you do. You have your floating proficiency.
Okay.
I think that makes you the best one for it.
Yeah, +4. Can't be too bad, can it?
Same as mine.
That's a 16.
16 is exactly what you need. That is another success. Okay, Eao opens the door and is about to step through, and you spot a tripwire on the ground, and you're able to stop Eao before she sets it off.
Okay.
Which hilariously would have been fine for Eao, because it would have been an inhaled poison. But the rest of you would have been pretty fucked up. So that counts as another success.
Yep. Can I say Granted stops Eao by literally picking her up?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. You just lift her, put her down on the opposite side of the tripwire, and then tell everyone else, or motion to it, and everyone else is able to step over the tripwire.
Eao does not weigh a lot, so you totally can.
Yeah. So in this room is it is a lecture hall. It's pretty neglected. All the chairs sort of piled up in the corner. There's a lot of dust everywhere. It seems pretty empty. The last lecture that was ever done in here is on a large blackboard at the end. It's notes from it. It is talking about stopping time.
I'm gonna check in the lecture and see if there's any...
Yeah, sure. Roll me perception. This isn't part of the skill challenge. This is sort of investigating the room afterwards.
Right. That is 21.
So there's nothing on the lectern, but what you can see embedded in the lectern itself is kind of like... you know when you write on something, you can often see on the next page underneath? Well, whoever was writing here was writing pretty hard, because you can see just about in the wood the notes left behind. Not too much that you can get from it, of course, because there's been a lot of time. But you definitely know that the spell being taught here was the spell Time Stop.
Okay, I have an argument, Nick. If time is stopped, has it really been a lot of time?
It may not be stopped here. It may just be that they don't use the room anymore. Everyone learnt Time Stop and left.
I mean, if there is dust, that probably Time Stop isn't in effect.
I was just making a joke. Don't worry.
Sorry, I'm in DM mood at all times. Let me just check something. Now, would that be very funny?
Oh dear.
What was your perception score?
21.
You find a tiny little slip, a corner of parchment that's under the lectern, so something's just like fallen under there and gotten kicked under there. I think it would be extremely funny.
Oh dear.
Are you going to pick it up?
I mean, naturally curious, of course he is.
You pick it up and it's a scroll, and it's not in a language you understand.
Comprehend languages could fix that.
No, it won't. by the rules of how spell scrolls work, you can't understand any. They're gibberish if they're not in your spell selection.
Ah, well,
Can any of the rest of us read it?
Are any
Up
of
to
you
including
sorcerers and or wizards? Actually, yeah. No, I said Leros is with you. Leros can read it.
Yeah.
Leros is a sorcerer. Leros has 1 level in Divine Soul Sorcerer, and possibly 2 now, actually. Yeah, 2 now. Leros can read it. So, it's going to be between Andrus and you, Pixel, on who puts it in their inventory. But given only one of you can cast it, it's probably going to go to Leros. Yeah. It is a spell scroll for the 9th level spell time stop.
Which means that they were cheating.
I mean, they could have just written it.
Indeed. Great spell.
Could have just been session notes.
Take 1d4 turns. Take 1d4 plus 1 turns in a row. Is what time stop does. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yep.
There doesn't seem to be an actual skill challenge in this room, so I suppose we could start moving on.
Yeah, your skill challenge was the trap at the start, which Grounded got through. So note down that so far, Ao's done 1 skill challenge, Grounded's done 1 skill challenge, so you're at 2 successes. It's going to be Gargoyle or Hannah next, as you press on. So yeah, there's another door at the end, and you can keep going on.
Specifically, time stop gives you 1d4 plus 1 actions, which you can use to do anything that doesn't interact with anyone else. Which includes like casting spells and stuff, unless it's like delayed blast stuff.
Oh, to be doubly clear, it's turns, not actions. You get bonus actions and movement and all that.
+1, turns in a row, which you can use, which don't affect anything other than you or the other.
Great for self-buffing and healing, though.
Great for self-buffing and healing and setting up delayed things that go off.
Oh yeah, delayed blast fireball's a fantastic one.
Yeah, as the old trick is like time stop, delayed blast fireball, delayed blast fireball, delayed blast fireball, fireball.
Yeah. Okay, so the next corridor is a 4-way. So you have a door to the left, a door to the right, and a door straight on. Pick a direction.
Still on the whole left is right kick.
As long as it's not down the center, because I'm anything but straight.
Hey.
Left it is then.
What if we went backwards?
Ooh, let's not get into tautological problems.
Okay. You open the door and it is quite a high-ceilinged room, but it is a dead end. The door opens and there's this like large room that doesn't appear to have much in it. It's got these vaulted ceilings like you're at a church, but it just ends there. Like it doesn't look like the room has ever possibly had a purpose. It's very, 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 very strange.
That's unusual. No exit at all aside from...
Not that you can see, no. I mean, it's up to you if you would like to go in and have a look.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I think Hannah said yes first, or...
Hannah said first.
But
okay.
Between both of them, me first.
Welcome back to Skill Challenge Part 3. I'm going to need, once again, a perception check from one of the 2 remaining people. Gargle, you've used yours, so it's going to be Hannah.
That ain't great.
Which is good, because you're the one going in. And let me have a look at some things, because
14 total.
That's a failure.
I mean, yeah, you forced us to do it, though. Grr.
Oh yeah, well that's these traps are quite rare. It's just unusual that we've had 2 in this floor, to be quite honest. They are a lot rarer than that. Okay, I'm going to need a Constitution saving throw, please.
I don't like rolling those because those imply bad things are about to happen.
Is that from all of us or just Hannah?
This is going to be from Hannah and Gargoyle, I think. Gargoyle, you were following along, right?
Yep, well, that's a 19.
19's a success. What was that, 17?
Yep.
Success. That has saved the failure from perception. So that is now a success. Well done. Because what just got cast on you was flesh to stone. You could feel yourselves turning into stone statues, basically petrifying. But you both beat the Constitution DC.
Where did that come from?
That came from you stepping on a pressure plate that you missed as you were walking in. Amusingly, if Gargoyle had gone first and said they were flying into the room, they would not have triggered it. But unfortunate. Yeah. However, while you're seizing up, right, and then you beat it, you get this moment of clarity, and this fog lifts beyond your vision, and you can see that at the end it is a false wall, and there is a door there that you can continue on. It was like it was magically hidden, and the moment you beat that magic in you, you could see past it.
I see they have some friends in the illusionist school. Careful of that place, and I pointed it for the two following us, and walk towards the false wall and walk straight through.
Yep, and you straight on. So you're at 3 successes out of 6, and you've got no failures yet.
I can't believe that there is...
and put Sarah on the other side again, just because.
Whoop.
I can't believe there is an entire extra school that I hate in this school that I hate.
Yeah, I mean, it just happens. It just happens. Okay, so next you have a staircase going downwards. This does not count as a floor. You're just going down a little bit, and then it curves. It curves to the right, straight afterwards. And
at which point do we start talking to the faces on the walls?
Oh, it's up to you. I mean, if you're seeing them,
they'll normally ask us like a question. It'll happen like one point during level 1, and then we go up to level 2, and then normally have to look for a spyglass.
There's one door on the left, 3 doors on the right.
Only me and Nickel get.
I don't even get it.
You didn't watch Nightmare as a kid.
Oh,
no.
It's Nightmare. Oh, yeah. Okay, no, fair enough. I should have gotten that. I should have gotten that. Yep, one on the left, 3 on the right.
Center one on the right.
Okay. So this is a neglected maintenance office. And inside there's all sorts of tools just left out. And they're all kinds. Some of them are magical, some of them are mundane. You know, there's a wrench, but there's also one that, like, a wrench that moves on its own and stuff like that. It's pretty neat. Gargoyle, you're looking around like, oh, hello. And there's another door on the opposite side, and there's diagrams of the building that have just a big question mark on them, like someone's writing down, I'm tired of having to redraw these every day, why does it change every day, and stuff like that.
Geez, they should have went for a smartographer.
Is there this, you said this is a maintenance room, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean there's somewhere in here a tub of lubricant?
Almost certainly. Yeah. You can grab the tub of lubricant if you want. Just pour it in the hat of holding.
I'm just going to put the tub in. Because we do need lubricant.
We do, but I think we need a bit more than we could get from this room.
I mean, every little helps. You can never have too much lube.
With the maps, the clearly wrong, out-of-date maps,
Mm-hmm.
can I quickly memorize like some of the major features and know full well which ways we don't go, because those won't be accurate anymore?
Okay, yeah, sure.
I'm not massively serious. That's going to require a rare dice roll, but
I'm going to count that as a future success. I'm going to give you an automatic success in a future room if you get this right, but you have to choose a skill, and this is part of the challenge.
Using my no mind here. I don't think I've got the actual wherewithal to actually do that as a character, though, sadly. I don't think there's anything.
You can still try to study. You may not succeed, but you never know. You might have a good head for pictures.
So
that sounds like that, yeah. You could use history alternatively if you want to, like, focus on being able to remember it, I suppose.
They're both the same, but I'll take investigation first.
Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, you might have need for history later. Yeah.
Can I help with this?
Yeah, you can study as well. It will mark off as you using your skill as well, but it will grant advantage.
Let's call that a no, because I rolled a 1, so let's not help me too much on that one.
Well, if you help, it's advantage, so you'd roll it again.
Okay, fine. Are you helping me with this one?
Yeah, I'll help you.
Okay, so mark down that you've used investigation as well, but you get advantage, so you roll again.
Yeah. Okay,
One thing about procedural generation and random chance is that it totally
15.
Could be an accurate map by accident.
Yeah, flat 15.
Flat 15. That is actually what you need for this one.
Keen.
Because you're not in a... Yeah,
Sorry.
you're not in a hard room. You're in the medium difficulty, so 15's good. So I'm going to mark that down as a success now, and it basically means the next room you go through, you will automatically resolve. Okay? Yeah. Which is nice. You're on 4 successes, no failures. I thought you'd have more failures. Well, you've got one failure on easy. You've got none on the medium so far. So yeah, nice. I'm really impressed.
Gargoyle's just been kind of happily bobbing, looking at the tools around. It's gonna give it a quick glance, see if there's anything that might be worth having a pilfer.
Sure, you find a nice set of tools. There's probably tools here that fit any tool proficiency in the game, unless there's some weird tool proficiency I've not thought of immediately. But there's probably all the mechanical, carpenting, masons, that sort of thing. There's probably not poisonous tools. There's not alchemist tools here. Herbalists wouldn't be here, but things like carpenters, smiths tools, leather workers tools, tinkerers tools, all of that's here. Water vehicles, weirdly.
One of the main people was just an avid gardener.
Yeah, it's like this. Yeah, there's all kinds of secateurs, there's everything. Yeah.
Given the fate of this college, the idea of there being gardener's tools here is not exactly beyond the pale. But I guess what I find from our maps is that there's a problem with their random seed. It says, oh, it always generates this room this way.
Yeah, all the maps have one room that is exactly the same, and you notice that.
Yeah, they need the garden tools for when they make the seeds.
Anyway, sorry. You were saying, Bree? You had a question?
Yeah. It's fine if anyone else wants them, but could Grounded pilfer some cartographer's tools?
You could absolutely take that.
Sure.
So we should probably... Oh, sorry.
And can I start drawing a map as we go? Because with the Outlander feat, I can sort of remember landmarks and stuff, so I don't know if that would apply.
You can draw a map as you go. It means you probably won't get lost, but I will say you're already past the floor where that was a risk. But you can do it. There is a chance, obviously, in this floor that you might end up in the previous one anyway, so drawing a map will probably help.
Okay.
Alright, time to venture onwards.
Yep.
You move on. There was a skill challenge in this room, but I accidentally hit the randomize button and I forgot what it was. So we'll ignore that. I think there was something triggered by spending too much time in the room. Onwards, though. Okay. The corridor turns left and then curves upwards. So it becomes a hill going upwards again. It's basically just retracing the height that you'd gone down recently in a couple of times. And here there is... Interesting. Just one door. So
good thing we went out of that room before that wrench and pinned that grenade.
Granted just runs to the door and kicks it open.
Okay, so before you kick down the door, Hannah goes, now hang on a minute, I know what's in this next room.
Yeah. I mean, if it's completely safe for Grounded to kick the door down, then, not going to stop her having her fun.
I mean, it's safe, but embarrassing.
Maybe hold off on kicking the door down.
Yeah, you're like...
Well, what's in there?
This is the toilets. There might be someone in there.
Oh.
We're going through anyway.
You enter the toilet. I mean, if you want to kick it down, you can. My advice for an automatic success on this one is that you don't. And this is what Hannah has read. Like, you know, let's not. But yeah, I mean, you can. If you want to choose to take a failure, you totally can.
Maybe we can find some grease in here.
No.
Some lubricant.
No.
I mean, there might be. I'm not discounting that, but the maintenance room was the better place to look for that. I'm going to assume you'll open the door and not take a failure. And there is a toilet. Well, you're in the latrine. There is a bath. There is a shower. There is one person in the toilet. I mean, the toilet door is closed, and it clearly has an occupied sign on it, which is a bit of parchment that just says the word occupied on it. You get the feeling if you unlock the door, the parchment erases itself and then says free.
Alright, is anybody gonna need to go?
No, we went before we left. You take a break.
Alright, let's move on.
Okay,
Although,
move on.
I look at myself in the mirror for a second.
Okay.
Just a moment of self-reflection.
Just a moment of self-reflection. And also check to see if Gargoyle also has a reflection as well as,
Gargoyle does have a reflection. Just no shadow.
Make sure. Yeah, just making sure you're not a vampire as well as missing your shadow.
Grounded shout, yeah. Grounded calls back to Hannah. Did you forget what you look like?
I'm also not sure that's how vampires work in D&D.
I can't remember. Yeah. But anyway, this is a good place, actually, for a break for all of us, because it's 9:43. So let's take a 10-minute break. Not least because I've just realised as we've entered the toilet that I need the toilet. So we'll come back in about 10 minutes.
How ironic.
And I will see you all in a sec.
Oh, so the NPC in the toilet is Nick.
Yes, I'm having a harrowing poo experience. And the Guild of Icons need to help me. That's what the skill challenge was going to be.
God, I was going to be terrified if it was just like Alana decided to use this toilet of all toilets in Cantlore.
Also, lubricant was a perfectly good pun. So there.
Geez, what is this? Lubricant lore?
Okay, that was the best one.
Sigh.
You asked the DM if you could look for something slippery.
You okay?
Okay.
Lubricant lore wasn't that funny.
No. I just felt.
For the benefits of
Something
people
and tried to sit up and forgot I had beer in my mouth.
for those who are currently watching the YouTube stream and can't see us on camera, Bree decided to drink and talk and choke at the same time.
Bloody hell, Bree. This better be good.
Okay. Yeah, unfortunately it was a timing thing.
Oh no.
Bree
Yes,
is...
Keith was saying sigh out loud and I was going to say, yep, Grounded can do that now.
You go out of your way to ask the DM if you could find something that's like slippery, and he tells you, no, you lubricant.
So this is why drinking beer makes you look stupid.
No, this isn't why drinking beer makes you look stupid. This isn't the stupid that comes from drinking beer normally.
Ow.
Please don't choke to death, Bree.
I mean... I'll die the way I lived. Dressed as a tiefling.
Dressed as a tiefling choking on cheap beer.
Hey, this is good beer.
I wouldn't know the difference.
Yeah. See, the issue there is you think that there's such thing as beer that is good, which there isn't.
Can't believe we're in such uncivilized lands.
I
All
think you
alcohol.
haven't taken into account that we're all incredibly boring.
Depends
Honestly,
on
just
beer
like
is.
any alcohol on the planet just tastes like raw cough syrup to
It
me.
doesn't even taste like raw cough syrup to me. It just tastes like
You cook cough
just
syrup.
In all of my life, I have had one sip of Alcopop, which is supposed to be like the beer that tastes like something, and it's just like, well, why would you drink this?
Yeah.
I thought alcohol was like fermented fruit juice or something.
Lemonade or something, yeah. It tastes like sugar that's like sharp and gonna like kick at the side of your mouth for a bit, which nah. Like yeah, like
Yeah,
I think I probably
15.
grew out of breezes by the time I was actually legally old enough to drink, but yeah. Bearing in mind you can legally drink, below the age of 18 if it's with a meal with your parents and other weirdness like that in the UK. So this isn't advocating underage drinking. This is just the weirdness of UK drinking laws.
I mean, in Ireland, when you're 50 and like there is just a night where you can drink as much as you damn well want.
Legally?
No, but nobody's gonna question it.
I mean, I'm just going with legal options here because I don't want to get Nick's stream completely destroyed by YouTube.
I don't know about that, but we have the junior night thing where, like, once you do your test and the night that you get the results, you essentially
All the bars look the other way.
No, you don't go to a bar. You bring the alcohol to your house.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah, if Irish laws are similar to UK laws, then you can drink like whatever you want in your own premises, regardless of age.
Yep, sure. I know that. That sounds like how that works.
I believe in the UK there's like a minimum age of like 5 or something for alcohol for kids, like if it's supervised by parents and stuff. Yeah. But as for alcohol that doesn't taste like yuck, yeah, Al's correct. Like, ciders and amarettos are good. Amaretto specifically is a good liqueur.
No, I still claim that all alcohol in existence just feels like cough syrup.
Yeah,
all of it.
Yep.
I mean,
It
alcohol
does-
Iris first.
Oh, sorry. It does not matter how much sugar or other things you put into alcohol. If there's alcohol in something, it tastes like cough syrup, and that's it.
Yep.
That is my experience with alcohol. There is no amount of sugar on the planet that could cover up its disgusting flavor.
I mean, heated debate about alcohol legislation is the most important thing that's happened in Britain this week.
Yep.
I mean, I hear there's a party going on over there for some reason. No, you're not. Don't lie to me.
At least one.
I'm not saying anything on Twitter regarding the news this week, but I have seen a few amusing takes on the matter. Probably the most amusing one that I've drawn the conclusions of, though, was that a lot of the stuff from the Daily Mail was they were saying, the woke Twitterati are angry that the skies decided to become sunny for Liz Truss's premiership, and there's nothing wrong is going to happen this week at all. And it's like, I'm just impressed that God himself did not look down and go, oh, you're thinking that's the mandate of heaven. Okay, yeah, you need a bit more of a clearer message here. Yep.
Yeah, no, we've had 2 women as presidents.
Oh, yeah.
Which is well, for Ireland, that's a fairly sizable chunk of the presidency, considering it hasn't been going on that long.
Yeah, I was about to say it's also your presidency title, which isn't your like state power, is it? It's Taoiseach. I can't pronounce
the Taoiseach.
The Taoiseach, who has
the Taoiseach, who was
Parliament, yes.
Who was not Leo Varadkar, but whoever the new Taoiseach is, or whoever the current Taoiseach is, they're doing it so damn quietly that everybody still thinks it is Leo Varadkar.
But for ages in my education, it was called the Taoiseach, which I know is completely wrong.
Oh yeah, no, that's... Get some bad info on that.
Because no one in the UK knows how to speak Irish.
I mean, Nick could have gotten use out of Unvil Ciadagon Dulgadi and Letters.
I think everything's catching up with the chat now. You're muted, Bree.
That explains so much. I thought you were just ignoring me.
We were just happy that you weren't dying. Well, I mean, you know, that alcohol legislation, it's been heated.
I mean, I nearly died.
That is a fair point, but he didn't really die.
Should we continue? And switch off my screen. Hooray!
Hey, we got wide, Nick.
Yes!
He was.
Ow. Triumphant.
Wide Nick was the one in the stall, and then after he finished, he became Thin Nick.
Apparently you're muted on the stream, Nick.
Hi, stream. Sorry about that. Thanks, Al. You're in a small foyer. There's one door on each side, left or right, and in the center, it is dominated by this drab-looking fountain. Looks like it's made out of concrete. It's chipped. It's got nicks in it and dents and all that. And it depicts a wizard walking into and through a wall. So they're sort of halfway through this block of a wall. It's quite a brutalist sort of structure.
Gargoyle's gonna take a copper piece and flick one in.
Into the fountain? Sure, absolutely. Mark down that you have one less copper piece.
Aaron's going to walk up to the fountain and take the cup.
He knew
all the
you
copper
were
pieces
going
of the water.
Okay, you gain 18 copper pieces. Mark that down.
Okay, I only owe you 99.99 GP now.
Yeah. So yeah, left or right on this one?
Left.
Actually, no, wait, before we decide that, I'm going to quickly check the walls.
Sure, what are you looking for?
I'm sorry, but somewhere I can walk through, as this statue is depicting.
Very, very smart. There is indeed an extra door. Okay, so that means I'm not going to put you through into the deadly room. If you're going in, you're going to go into the nicer one.
Visual storytelling.
Here,
yeah.
you only take 5 damage upon entering the room.
Well, no, you're not going to go into the room protected by a trap that casts Disintegrate. You're going to go into... it's a dormitory. And inside the dormitory, is a security guard. You can tell because he's halfway through getting dressed, donning his armor. And there's a door to leave behind. He looks at you and sort of flushes. So he's like, hang on a sec, I'm getting changed. Like, he's not naked. He's wearing, like, underwear. But he's still trying to put on his armor. It's like, hang on, I'm just getting changed. If you've got a security issue, just go and take it to the others, will you?
Sorry, Artificer team, we're trying to work around it. We'll just go.
Sorry, Artificer team, we didn't send for one of those. So now, what are you going to roll to allay suspicion? And Gargoyle, you are the last person left to make a check, so this will be you. Well, you don't have to allay. You can do anything else. I want to be clear. He's getting suspicious. That is the condition. How do you get past that? It can literally be anything. Thunderwave is an option. Yeah, like it doesn't have to be. I'm going to do the bog standard charisma checks or whatever. It could be something weird, and that's fine. It could be a spell, which will be an automatic success. I might remind, unless it's a cantrip. And it can be anything else.
We didn't send for an artificer team. Sniper bolt to the head.
In a cutscene.
Honestly, you do something dramatic once.
Gargoyle's going to cast Alter Self to look and sound like the Transmutrix.
In front of him.
That'd be disguise self.
No. Alter Self.
Presumably trying to make it look like you're dismissing an Alter Self spell so that you look like you're trying to test.
Yes, that is.
Okay. I will allow this. This isn't what Alter Self does at all. Like the spell.
No, I know it doesn't like change your armor, but you can change appearance.
Oh yeah, no, sorry, I missed that. I was looking at aquatic adaptation in natural weapons, but no, absolutely, you can change your appearance. Yeah, no, that's great then. That's an automatic success. Very nice. So you...
That's smart.
You revert to the Transmutex by casting Order Service. Oh, sorry, Mum. I'll just like holds a small cushion over his pants. I'm just getting ready. And what did you say about an Artificer squadron or group or what? A team?
Well, that was a test I was running around for the guards, but I suppose we've caught you unawares in many ways.
Yes. It's been a little chaotic today. I assume you've noticed. Are you going to be making the building sane again?
I'll get around to it eventually, but I do have business that I need to attend to.
Okay, only I saw one place where one of the kitchens had just flooded itself. It sounds like it's a problem.
Well, look, we have people for this. I can't tell you what I am obligated my time to do, but it is vitally important.
Okay, it's just that this seems vitally important as well.
And it is, but this concerns the entirety of Cantlore, not just the School of Transmutation.
Okay, Mum. Yes, Mum. Sorry, Mum. And sort of embarrassingly goes back to trying to get dressed behind a cushion that he's also holding and really struggling with it. You lot can now pass through if you want, or do anything else.
You follow me. You don't let me catch you with your guard down again.
Very nice. So that is 5 successes. You've got one more success. You've all been... No, it's 4. It's 4 successes.
That'll be 5.
5. Yeah, no, my maths is terrible. 5. You've all been... So one person gets to the last one on this floor.
Oh, with us, Brie.
But not Brie. It doesn't get to be Brie. Whoops. What were you going to say?
So have we gone through the door?
Yeah.
Right, Gargoyle's going to go in last, and before he fully goes through, he's going to turn his head all the way around and do I'm looking at you.
Okay, properly feeling intimidated there. Okay, you enter into a burnt.
No, this
foyer.
this is important. Turn your head around you turn like a human, or like an owl.
Like
turn
an
your head
owl.
around.
I know you're moving the wing behind you to go
Oh, there's no wing
behind you. No, it's your arm. Yeah. Okay, so you enter a burnt foyer. The whole area seems to have been just completely burnt down. There's charcoal all over the walls, or charring more accurately, not charcoal, charring all over the walls, and all of the paint is melted off of it and dripped to the floor. Any decorative objects have all melted or burnt up. In the center there is a blackened, it just looks like a pile of dust, really. You can't really tell what that is. And there is only one door. So yeah, you're
I
all...
don't want to stand anywhere near the dust pile or anything that might have made the thing into a dust pile.
Can I do an alchemical analysis on the dust pile to see what it was?
Yeah,
I don't want
okay.
to be anywhere near the dust pile.
Okay, yeah, you can. You get near it, and the dust pile, you touch it. And, oh, that's weird. This is stone in the shape of a dust pile.
Oh.
Impressive craftsmanship.
Yeah.
Is this foyer just made to look burnt?
No, the rest of it appears to be burnt. In fact, there is, charring on what appears to be a statue of a dust pile. But it's just a dust pile. It's intended to look like that. That's how strange.
Has someone been burnt down and petrified at the same time? Is there a plaque on it? Is it just like a statue of a dust pile?
Yeah, it's just a statue of a dust pile. As best as you can tell, it's strange. Also, hi Jack. This is live. Lol. So yeah, are you going through the next door?
I mean, we don't exactly have another choice, do we?
You can keep going back until you
pile
get to
is.
another room.
We're not going back through Garrett getting dressed room. I walked out too confidently for us to be able to turn back.
This does actually imply this is the kind of thing the transmutex does all the time.
Or that person has very limited contact with the transmutex. Okay, neat. Cool. Yep, pressing on. Alright then. Okay. I'm just having a look at what is in this room. Okay. Okay, cool. So this is the last one, so it's going to be an interesting one. This is a good last one for the floor. You enter the room, and there is a wand, and it's on its side on a pedestal in the center, and it is rotating. And then a burst of black energy comes out the end of the wand, and whatever it's pointing at disintegrates.
Oh, I hate this portal puzzle.
Huh, this is like the entire opposite thing of what we've been sent here to find. This is more like a wand of not creation.
Yeah. Yeah, how are you all gonna get past this?
How fast is it spinning?
Pretty fast. It's also not spinning at a constant rate. It's unpredictable. You have a feeling that if you make a failure in here, it will attempt to cast this on you.
Is it just spinning on one axis, or is it spinning in all directions?
All directions. It's like hovering above and just going like, and just disintegrating things. And there's a lot of dust on the ground.
Okay.
I think
I've got. Okay, go ahead.
I think what I want to do is I want to wait for a moment to where like it passes by me, so I have as much time possible before it goes back to my position again, and attempt to go in and take the wand off the thing.
Okay.
I'd argue this would be sleight of hand.
I think you could try sleight of hand for this. Yeah, that makes sense. I think that sounds right. So mark off that you're using sleight of hand. I will warn you, this is a difficult room, and the consequences are great.
It may be a difficult room, but I have inspiration.
That's good. You might need it.
You can fail it. The consequences are apparently great.
Oh, they're great.
They can be used to shed cheese.
That is a 25.
That's exactly what you needed.
Go boss.
Just without the bonuses, I rolled a 13.
You lunge forward just before it turns on you, and you grab it and you twist it away as another jet of black energy shoots out and disintegrates a light fixture. This thing is still firing off constantly. What is your plan to deal with that? But we are marking that as the final success. No failures this one. Well done.
Would I be able to tell how many charges it has left in it?
You can make me an Arcana check, I think, to try and work that out.
Is this part of the skill check, or
no? You've done the skill check. This floor is done. You'll be going on to the next floor regardless. So this is outside of that. This won't be using one of your skill challenge skills.
You might want to consult me on that Arcana check.
No, I don't, because that is also a 25. Rolled another 17.
Nice.
That's exactly what you needed again. This thing has.
Why, Nick?
This is an extremely difficult thing. Like, you're not going to get all the easy things in these rooms. This is a wand of disintegrate. If you get hit with this, you will die forever.
Yeah, I have a +8 in my Arcana skill.
Yeah, you're extremely good at Arcana. Yeah, so this is a wand of disintegrate, and it has. Hold on a sec. I'm gonna roll it. 1 charge left. Well, that's unfortunate.
Well, we know who that's for.
We could have just waited another round and have it do nothing after us.
What are you doing with it?
Well, we'll decide that next time we see Alana, feels like.
I mean, it's shooting off constantly. What are you doing with it?
Oh.
I mean, obviously, I point it at a wall or something, and I let it run out.
Okay, it fires it at the wall, and the wall disintegrates and creates a brand new door.
I was about to say, just point at the next door we're going through, so we can disarm any traps on that door.
Create a brand new door.
Could have killed an innocent.
Create a brand new door, and I'm going to give you an automatic success on the next floor for that.
Very smart.
You create a shortcut. And go through it, and the wand disintegrates in your hand, which is what happens when wands use their last charge.
Damn.
Better than getting hit with disintegrate. And also better than dealing with this with spell casting, because if you cast a spell in this room, it would have unleashed a cloud of burnt other fumes, which would have dealt a fair bit of damage to you.
But why, though?
Other?
Well, it wouldn't have done it to you, Eao, actually. You'd have been fine. Because it's an inhaled poison. But, everyone else would have had a problem. But yeah, you are on to floor 3. Hard difficulty now. You need 9 successes. You've already got 1, though. Before you get 3 failures.
And what's
in Jam, that's no successes.
Condition?
Failure on this one. The next and final floor mutates beneath you, growing ever more twisted and complex. You will need 3 more successes than you would otherwise have needed. If you fail on this one.
Okay.
But that one is the final floor. And is where the dragons are. Glad
to know that Eao has not been slowed down by Gargoyle sudden turning into what was it? Godmother?
Oh yeah, your godmother is right there.
Which he doesn't know.
I am used to people just for a while. I was able to do it myself. I just transformed into people.
So you descend the stairs. You're on another floor. Everyone's, anyone can take part in this skill challenge again. By the way, that last floor was worth 1,750 experience points. I've got a total tally for when you get to the end of this, and I'll hand that out at the end as well. But yeah, another 4-way actually this time. So a door to the left, door to the right, door straight on.
I say we go straight on ahead.
Straight on ahead. Okay. So you open the door.
To Nick.
Thank you. You open the door, and inside are holding cells. And these holding cells are custom built for extraplanar intruders. There are 3 cells, and they each have a different elemental in them. And there's a door at the end leading out.
Gargoyle, is there any part of this universe that doesn't imprison people?
I mean, elementals aren't people. They're elementals.
Sentience.
As you enter, they see you, and they are starting to break and try and break the magic around you. You can feel it you can feel this sort of energy. You know that energy you get when you touch a magic item, where it feels like tingly, and your tongue feels weird and your fingernails feel odd. You can feel that flicker on and off. And maybe the magic here isn't as stable as it usually is, and it feels like the containment is about to breach. What would you like to do?
Question.
Yeah.
Is there an are any of the elementals air elementals?
You have a water elemental, a fire elemental, and an air elemental. Yeah.
So Granda turns to Gargoyle. You speak Auran, don't you?
Yes.
Job done. I mean, clearly the fire elemental and the
talk to the air elemental.
Don't you speak Auran?
No, they only taught me Aarakocra.
Gargoyle Silverstride strides up to the air elemental.
Are you silver striding up?
Gargoyle does what he thinks a silver striding.
It's like a moonwalk. Okay.
No, I just can't get out of my head. Silverstride just doing a moonwalk.
Presumably you've still got the abilities of Gargoyle as well, so you can turn your head all the way around. It's like walking forward for you, but weird.
I don't think I've got wings to fly with, but I think the neck thing still works.
Yeah. Okay, so you silver stride over.
What's all this about?
Free us! Trapped here!
You might cut him out for that one, Nick.
Yeah, almost certainly. I was trying to do a really raspy voice for air elemental, but yeah. Okay, imagine a voice that is entirely made out of me just exhaling, saying, "Free us, we are trapped here."
Are you able to communicate with the others?
No. They don't speak Auran. The true language. The oldest language.
We're trying to pass through this room. If I let you go, would you be able to give us some cover as we attempt to leave?
Yes. I can't speak for the others. They do not communicate with me. But I can help. Free me.
Gives a nod, and whatever you do to free the air elemental.
Yeah. Well, what do you do?
Oh, it's a skill check.
Yep.
I've got something.
Oh.
Okay. I actually have one skill proficiency. I've never actually used this in this entire campaign yet.
Really?
Yep. I don't think so anyway.
Good time to use it now.
Yeah. What is it?
Investigation.
How have Wow. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me how you're using investigation.
Basically, I'm just going to look around the room and see if there's an off switch for the containers.
Preferably one that can specifically
Labeled off switch. Yeah. So what you're really looking for here is which one will get the air elemental out and not the others, which might end up in a bad time for all of you. Roll me investigation. I think that's fine. You're just trying to work out like the arcane sigils here that are marking things out.
That's a 19.
Just. You find the right one, you smash it open, and the air elemental comes out. Looks at Gargoyle and says, "A deal is a deal," which you may not have heard, but was "a deal is a deal."
A deal is a deal, yeah.
Even a dirty dealer. Right.
That's another success. Good.
Gargoyle gives it a thumbs up and a nod, and we move on.
Okay, you move on. Very nicely done. So obviously mark down that you've used investigation. Okay, so this is a straight that goes sort of zigzagging as you're going down. And there are 2 doors on the left, 2 doors on the right.
Well, as I've always said, left is right. So we go to left, leftmost door on the left.
Leftmost door on the left. Got you. I need to look up how a spell works. I've never cast this. Cool. Okay. Cool. Wait. Yeah? Neat. Alright. Neat. Okay. So you open the door, and it's another lab. This one is investigating a different spell. The furniture here is unusual in that it doesn't exist. But instead, there are a lot of insects in the room. And there's also a sheep in the corner. You have one action to avoid the device, which appears to be labeled polymorph machine. Who's gonna do this? Grounded can't. Who's gonna try and avoid the polymorph machine?
I don't think I can because I did the wand.
You're all reset on this floor, so anyone can act except Grounded, who did the last room.
Looking through my options.
Don't forget, spells are automatic successes if they're above cantrip, and if you've got something that recharges on a short rest, that'll give you advantage.
I guess I'm going to learn how to do forward rolls to try and get away from whatever's blasting here.
Okay.
Looking very quickly at what could be the source of all the polymorphing.
Yeah.
And dodging around it and going to smack it with my sword.
Okay, yeah, so you're going to try and... so are you using acrobatics for this, or what skill are you thinking? Acrobatics to just get around up to it and just whack it. Yeah, absolutely.
Going to ramp off a table that is now a series of beetles, I guess.
Ramping off a beetle, yeah. And like as you're diving, there's another. I'm gonna say polymorph is pink beam that shoots off and it hits a table, and the table turns into a massive tortoise. Just like,
yeah, I can vault off the tortoise.
Yeah, and you vault off the tortoise. Roll me acrobatics, and we'll see if you get hit.
I'm using my inspiration. That ain't good. Less than 10.
Let me get a random beast.
9.
Let me get a random beast. This is going to be great. It won't last forever. It's not true polymorph. Although technically it is true polymorph. But I'm not going to have it last forever because true polymorph's the only one that works on furniture. I'm going to filter it down to beasts only, and then I will hit random and we'll see what you turn into. Not that one because it doesn't work. You can't turn into a swarm. There we go. This is great, actually. You turn into a lion. No, not for this. It's included as part of this bit. You turn into a lion.
Boo.
Oh, actually, no, you would... Sorry, no, you do get a saving throw, don't you, with true polymorph? Yeah, go for it.
With polymorph or true polymorph?
True polymorph.
Ooh,
you just said it wasn't.
I said I'm not going to have it last forever like true polymorph can. Oh, no, it lasts up to an hour like true polymorph does.
But it
lasts for
it is true.
It is true polymorph. Yeah, most of the spells here are in the top 2 levels of transmutation that you're walking into.
Then it bounces off me.
Yes,
second paragraph.
does.
Yeah, second paragraph on true polymorph.
It does, doesn't it? Fantastic. Cool. So everyone else sees you get hit and they're like, oh god, what's happening to Hannah? But nothing is happening to Hannah, and that is in itself unusual. I forgot you were immune to true polymorph.
Immune to polymorph.
Neat.
Would that mean
that?
Well, that's the perfect person to deal with it. We'll mark that off as a success.
Gargoyle looks at Hannah. It's like,
cool.
Very interesting armor.
You do that.
Now there are questions.
Yeah, there are questions.
What a cool thing to have happened. I love this.
I will choose not to answer that question, I say to Grounded, smiling. Unless you really, really, really need to know.
Something seemed familiar about the way you're looking in that mirror.
Does anyone have suspicions? I say as a player. If not, we can leave the room.
I do have suspicions, but I don't know how much Gargoyle would know about it.
I mean, I already know the answer. It's that you're 5 raccoons in a trench coat. Only one of the raccoons changed, and it changed into something raccoon-sized.
It changed into a raccoon. I just rolled raccoon on the beast. And was like, well, okay. That was always possible.
Yeah. Yeah, I already know the answer, so I'm just not going to have Ground and say anything.
Yeah.
If your characters would question it, feel free to let your characters question it. Just don't use meta knowledge. Your characters can still be suspicious. Just I trust you all. You've played this game before.
Yep. You got me smiling smiling like disassembling this polymorph machine. Should we get going?
Yeah, we should change rooms before we linger too longly.
Just brushing that off completely.
Okay, you move on. Well, that's definitely marked down as a success. Even though you failed the roll, you were able to do it with no problems. So you're onwards.
Yep.
Did you know that the faculty project clock is still only at a 3? I expected this to be at like 8 by now. This is really great going, especially as the DC has been going up each time you go up to a new floor. Okay, let's see what's next. We'll not do that. We've done that one before. Okay. Ooh, I like that. All right, you go to a right turn, then a staircase going downwards a little bit, not too far to be another floor. And as you go down, you see that there's a door at the end. So, yeah, just one door at the end.
Someone else wants to
charges towards it and kicks it open.
Yeah, kick open the door. Great, there's this rumbling noise. I don't know what's in the next room, actually. It's this corridor is the one that is trapped. And the moment you open the door, and you look behind you, and there's a massive boulder rolling down the stairs towards you. What are you going to do? I'm Indiana Jonesing you all.
How big is the boulder?
Huge. Size of the entire corridor.
So, I'm very I wish I was playing a stronger character, because I would totally try to Chris Redfield this.
I think best we're going to be able...
You've acted. It is Eao or Gargoyle on this one.
Have fun.
Okay, well, I'm gonna lose my Ultra Self, but it feels like the most sensible way to do this is tell everybody to hug a wall, and then reduce the boulder.
But we'd lose 8% of our max HP doing that if Slay the Spire is anything to go by.
Interesting. So you're going to shrink it.
Yeah.
So you're using Enlarge Reduce, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that makes sense. It normally only works on a creature, but as I said, we're thinking outside the box for the skill challenges.
Enlarge Reduce can work on an object.
That's even better, then. Yeah, you shrink it down. So it's going to grow one size category smaller, which goes down from large to medium, which means it's now only a 5-foot sphere, which is still quite a large sphere, but it's a lot smaller, a lot easier to stop. Obviously, that is a success, and you're good. You can just like hug the wall as it goes past, and it crashes through the door.
Does that mean it takes on the next room challenge for us?
Well, let's see what the next room is.
The next challenge is Chris Redfield from Resident Evil.
Let me see. So the next room, the stairs continue to go down, and you hit another 4-way. I'm going to say it beasts through the straight-on door and opens that automatically. So anything that's in there will be activated while you're not in there, which means, if it's a trap or anything, you're going to survive it with no problem. And it beasts through a security checkpoint. This boulder just goes boom, 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 and you hear screaming as the guards dive to the side. It is only 5 foot in size though at this point, so it's not going to do anywhere near as much damage as it would.
Wait, Gargoyle. As soon as it enters the door, undo concentration so it goes to full size again.
You can do that. You can drop concentration at any time if you want to do that. So it goes boom, 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 boom. Through the guard checkpoint, massacring 5 innocent guards. They're all dead. You may go through that room if you want and consider that an additional success. Or you can take a different room.
Gargoyle will be able to take the trauma of knowing.
I mean, you can see. You heard the screams. If you do go through there, that's 5 successes so far. With no failures.
Moral quandary.
I know,
we only
right?
have...
Well, Eao probably wants to loot some bodies anyway, where whatever isn't crushed.
So Eleanor Silverstride daintily steps over the corpses.
Not Eleanor Silverstride anymore.
Oh no, because it would have been concentration. Yeah, so you're back to Gargoyle now, and you're in the full horror.
If I was still Eleanor Silverstride, I totally would have just walked in and owned it.
Okay, so yeah, you walk on through. If anyone wants to do any looting, you can get some small items. You'll get, obviously they've all got swords and armor, but it's not anywhere near as good as your swords or armor.
Are these pure security guards just completely squished beyond living anymore, or they're just dying?
If you want one to still be there alive, there'll be one alive and one at most who's lying on the ground going, "My guts! Ow!"
We really don't think we want there to be.
I poke one for lay on hands to make sure it stabilizes.
Okay, stabilize that one. You give it actually 1 hit point, so it's back up.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
I'd suggest not moving too much. That's not going to last too long.
Did you forget the password?
I honestly never learnt it.
That was really careless of you. Caused all this pain and anger. They're all dead.
I didn't jump to this.
They're all dead. I was gonna go. And he points at one of the corpses. I was going to Jonesy's wedding next week. And points over to another one. He's only just got back from maternity leave. She's got 2 kids. They're orphans now. And just because you couldn't be bothered to learn the password.
Fortunately, the Guild of Icons Adventures initiative.
Yet another character joins the Tricons. Yeah. I don't mind about Bruce, he was a dickhead, but those 2. How could you? How could you? He just starts weeping. Just surrounded by the gore of his friends and Bruce, who was a dickhead.
Keith asked for this. Just gonna put that out there.
Yeah, they could have all
Everybody
been
else was
dead.
fine with everyone being dead. No witnesses.
Yeah, if any of them else are at least anywhere near close to being able to be survived.
No, the others are going to be in Revivify's hands.
Do we have any Revivify scrolls left?
You used both of them, I'm afraid, in 24. But mark down inspiration, please, Hannah, because that was very good.
Hate.
Are you giving yourself inspiration through Hannah?
No, it was
an inspiring
it was good for
performance.
Hannah to want to save them. You know, that's what Hannah does, and that has given you that pain because she did that. Like, that improved the roleplay. It was good.
Can Grant see any ghosts around here now?
Oh yeah, there's a little shred. There's a little shred of Bruce, the dickhead. Spends most of his time actualing you about comic books. He's really upset about all the women in comic books.
Are there any nearby Revivify scrolls in this security area?
You can have a look if you want, but
May as well.
I'm going to say it's unlikely. Give me an investigation check.
Already used it.
This is not part of the skill challenge.
Okay.
So go for it.
That ain't gonna pass.
Ooh. No, you can't find one. I mean, this place is destroyed. It's really hard to look through the place anyway. Unfortunately. So, press on and leave the...
new
leave the
performance
crimes
ghost often pretends to be a human being.
Grounded just appears to flip off the air to everyone.
Bruce gives you proficiency in obscure comic book history.
I'm going to write that down.
But he's going to be a dick about it because he doesn't like the women in comic books.
Yeah. Before he'll answer any of your questions, you've got to name at least 10 comic book characters. And they can't be the main ones.
Look, I'm sure it's going to be fine.
Ones.
This is still Cantlore, and as we know, they bring back everybody who ever dies here.
Roll me deception, please.
You're an absolute fool because that's what I'm good at.
I know.
Okay, let's get a 1.
Here, deception. That is a +7, so that is a 22.
God's like, okay, yeah, that's true. Maybe they'll spring for it. We've lost guards before, though, and they've not come back. But maybe this time, because it was... What am I going to tell their families?
Hopefully you won't have to tell them anything.
And Eao pulls out a clipboard with writing on it. You'll tell them that they should appeal to the headmaster of this college. I'm here with a. Oh shit! My camera's frozen.
Yeah. I think
Oh, okay.
that's weird.
Like, spend a really long time pulling out this clipboard.
It's in here somewhere. It's in the hat
Someone
holding
cast
it.
time stop.
You're down all the way to like the shoulder, and you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it. It's in here somewhere.
No, sorry. Give me a moment.
Yeah, don't worry about it. You don't
So
worry.
you're trying to grab the clipboard, it feels all slippery, the lubricant opened up in the hat.
I have to restart droid cam real quick.
No worries. I'm really impressed with how many successes you've all got. Yeah, I should technically.
I'm sorry. Let me continue speaking as I do this. See, I'm going around and I'm going to the various departments talking because it's been talked about getting better safety measures here in Cantlore.
Oh my god! Mark down inspiration for bringing that back again. Somehow fitting that into this situation. The guard goes, okay.
Could I get your name and a statement real quick?
It's First Guardsman Leonard Chalk, and my statement is and just 10 minutes of weeping.
Okay,
just adds Leonard Chalk onto the list of people to murder.
Another loose end to deal with.
So, yeah, sorry, I'm still trying to get this
Okay.
to start back up properly.
Hey, that seems to be working.
Yay!
Excellent.
The iris
Right.
has opened.
Ah. So, next room before we go mad with this extremely dark moment.
I hate this place.
a turn to the left, which points
just
to.
realized what Ao's been using the board for that entire first day that he saw her.
Yeah, actually, yeah. She had that board while you were stalking her.
That was my the whole excuse I was doing. I was going from place to place, acting like a new like intern, going around talking about asking people about safety provisions and how they'd like to see that improve, and that was my cover.
Apprehensively trying to approach. It's not stalking.
Okay. You were watching respectfully. So you enter the next room because there is only one room for this one, and inside there is a localized storm going on. It's a rainstorm, and there's thunder cracking, and there's this swirling cloud above the center of the room. There's nothing else really in the room. It seems to have just manifested on its own. There's a door to the other side, but the winds are pushing really hard and like pushing you back out the door. I am starting a timer right now, a real-time timer. Something will happen in 1 minute. Go. What are you doing?
As someone wearing metal, I don't want to be in this room particularly. Should we leave?
Grant is really enjoying the ambience.
15 seconds have passed.
I'm seeing what I can do. I don't actually have a lot I can do.
I'll spend investigation to see if there's any kind of thing that could turn it off.
Okay, roll it. 30 seconds to go.
Alright, you're horrible.
I am horrible. This one doesn't come up often because it is horrible.
21 plus 4, 25.
25's enough. Yes, you find it. You disable it. You have 5 seconds. Are you all running out of the room?
Yes.
You run out, and just as you get out in the next, just as you get into the next corridor, you hear "Thwoosh!" as a needle bounces off of the wall, and it was aiming straight at Gargoyle. Yeah, nicely done.
Wait, shit. Wait. Fuck.
What?
I think I might have used investigation. I'll change that to Misty Step.
How many times do you get to Misty Step?
I can Misty Step as a spell, but I can do it for free once per long rest.
If it's once per long rest, that's fine. That's an automatic success still.
Right.
Mark down that you've used that though, of course.
Yeah.
Okay. This time you have a choice again. That's nice. You're in a long straight corridor with extremely ugly wallpaper on the edge, on the walls. And yeah, 2 doors on the left, 2 doors on the right.
Door furthest to the right. No, sorry, furthest from us to the right.
Okay, neat.
My turn.
Yeah. The moment you touch the door, it sets off some sort of trap. You hear a clicking, and there's a mechanical sound. And in the corridor you're in, a scythe blade comes down from the ceiling, from the far end of it, furthest away from you, and it's heading towards all of you. What do you do? Again, this is the skill challenge for this room. So it's whoever's not acted yet can act on this one.
I think I haven't acted yet, have I?
I've just realised Gargoyle shouldn't have acted at all in the last room because Gargoyle was the one who dealt with the ball rolling down. But there we go. It's all right. We're always going to forget things. It's fine.
It's going hard and fast.
Yeah,
like that ball. It killed 5 people.
4 people. 1 person survived.
I mean, if you remain stable, sure.
Okay, got one stupid one for you here.
Oh, I like a stupid one.
Yeah, just remember what level this spell is. Oh, it's level 2.
Okay.
Yeah, finally, that's a burn level 2 spell slot. Big horrible scythe blade coming down. The scythe isn't the problem, probably the poison's on it, because we know vaguely this thing's going to be full of poison.
It may well be.
Presumably Ev's going to be hitting deck or getting hit by the scythe blade depending on its angle of motion. As it's passing me, I'm hitting it with protection from poison. Hopefully that's going to carry enough across so that no one else gets hit by any poison on the blade. In the meantime, just take the regular damage from it.
That's neat. I like that. Obviously, that's going to count as an automatic success. Now, everyone is still going to have to make a dexterity save to avoid slashing damage because the blade hasn't been stopped, but the poison that was on it, and there was poison on it, oh yes, that has been neutralized.
Okay, does evasion still count for this?
I believe evasion counts for any dexterity saving throw, so yeah. Any dex 17. Save that has damage on it. 17 isn't enough.
That's a shame because I just rolled a 9.
A 9?
I've got 22.
22 is enough. So 2 failures. What was Hannah's?
I rolled a 1, so...
So 3 failures, 1 success. Okay. Well, this isn't a failure because this has already been succeeded. The main issue. It's just you're going to take some damage, and the amount of damage is 2d8. And that is 8 points of slashing damage.
Okay, that's not so bad.
Actual, nothing for grounded. It is nothing on a success. Regardless.
Which is a progression for Gargoyle for 8 damage to be not so bad in only a few days.
Yeah.
Granted, just hops right on the blade itself.
Just take a little free trip to the rest of the corridor. Yeah. That's fine. Let me see.
Anyone want my healing potion? By the way, it stops working at the end of a long rest anyway.
It does.
I'm actually very...
do with it.
Yeah.
If Gargoyle's in worse condition though.
What health are you on?
38 of 69.
I'm on
so
29.
I'm down 31.
How are y'all down so much health?
We got hit by a fire blast.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You two have evasion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gargoyle just gives Eao a glance. Granted just gives Eao a glance.
I've lost 5 HP this whole thing.
Oh, yeah,
4 of which was just this trap.
Rogue's gonna rogue.
Whichever one of us is worse off.
29.
29 down, 29 up. Yeah.
Alright, so how much is that?
Yeah, Granted just sort of throws the potion to whoever needs it as she's swinging away.
Bird friend can have the potion.
Yay. The bird was respected.
And how much does it heal?
basically as much as a normal. What's it?
2d4 plus 2.
Yeah, 2d4 plus 2. My intelligence modifier.
Oh, that's 5. So, could have brought Eao back up.
You press on.
Yep.
In this room, there is. I'm actually going to make the next skill challenge in this room. Actually, who hasn't gone yet? I think there's is it just Eao?
Just Eao.
Okay.
Might be grounded. Has grounded gone?
Yeah, I've gone.
Yeah,
I did the,
grounded wasn't able to punch the. To Chris Redfield the boulder for that reason. So just Eao. Eao, you walk in. Sorry, I'm saying you walk in like you're on your own, as if it's like the Crystal Maze. You walk into a basically it's a lecture theatre full of ghosts, and they're all looking at a lecturer who's up there, who's also a ghost, and there is a door at the end that is also a ghost. And the lecturer is writing on the wall on a blackboard with a ghost chalk, and there's ghost writing appearing. You can't really read the ghost writing.
Fox died already?
But you can see the people.
Yeah, it was that trip to the plane of Pandemonium.
No, I think the guard was named Chalk.
Oh, right.
Oh god, yeah, Leonard Chalk. No, it's not. It's not Leonard being held up and rubbed against a wall. No. What would you like to do? It seems impossible to open the door, as it appears to be ghostly.
Oh wow.
Give me a moment. I'm reading over some.
No problem. Somewhat more of a left field room compared to some of the others.
Yes, Eao, let's see. You've got the grounded room.
No. Each of the lecture theatres and each of the experiments is based around one transmutation spell. And this is a transmutation spell.
I'm assuming this is one where you go into the ethereal plane?
Yeah, etherealness.
Yeah, Grand is just stood there wondering what the problem is.
You're like, this is what I see every day.
Just let her solve it,
You got this. I'm tired.
Yeah, she's just doing the whole algebra symbols everywhere in regards to Hannah right now.
Yeah, you're busy thinking about that. Yeah, an important puzzle.
I'm going to talk to the lecturer and ask him if he would be kind enough to open the door for us.
You hear this sort of ghostly voice, like, okay. So how are you planning to get him to open the door for you? What skill would you like to use in this skill challenge to do
that? First things first. About how willing would I say would it look like from here? Because how willing he seems going to determine my answer.
It seems like this is going to be a difficult check because you're on the 3rd floor. Now, in the room, he seems a bit put out that you're interrupting his lecture and he wants you out the way you came.
Oh.
In this case, I am probably going to...
I will say your status at the moment is 7 successes, 0 failures. You can afford a couple of failures.
Yeah. Yeah, I think best thing I can probably do is just roll straight persuasion.
Okay, yeah. That's fine. So tick off that skill has been used, and we'll see how this goes.
Yeah. That's a 5.
No chance you have inspiration or anything?
No. Wait,
Ooh.
I do.
Ah.
I do. That is also a 5.
Oh, no. Literally re-rolling. That is going to be a failure. The ghost looks at you and sort of says general noises. And they kind of look a bit confused at you. And I think at this point they're going to pop out of etherealness. Voomf, and they're there, and they say, "What are you doing in here?" No, hang on, you can't be in here. You're not allowed in here. You don't belong here. You don't belong here. And just starts drawing a wand like they're going to fire on you. This is a continuation of the skill challenge. Someone else can now act. Actually, I think you've all acted, so it goes back to anyone can now try and mitigate this situation, which is evolving.
He has a wand, you said?
Yes, he has a wand.
So do I, hold creature.
Woohoo! Very good. So hold person, I'm assuming you're using from it?
No, I'm using hold creature, the stronger one.
Okay. I think that's hold monster, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, hold monster. Sorry.
Yep. All right. I mean, to be fair, when he's jumped out into the normal plane, he looks like a person. If you wanted to use hold person, but you can definitely use hold. I'm not going to stop you. But you don't necessarily need to use the stronger one if you want to save that for later. But yeah, absolutely. This is a per long rest recharge thing, right?
Yes. It uses 5 out of the 7 charges.
This is an automatic success. So he goes to raise the wand and just freezes. Okay. What happens at the same time is one of the other students sees you, and goes, snaps fingers, comes back into the material. What do you want?
We just want the door to open so we can go through.
Sure, whatever. Snap, door opens. So that's your success there.
I'm also going to take his wand.
He's
in
frozen.
front of the
You can do that in front of the class. The rest of the class can see you, but you can do it. I will allow you to do it, but the rest of the class can see, and I will probably roll just pure, like, D20. If it's 10 or up, you're okay. If it's under that, they are angry.
Everyone goes through, and I go, and I'm taking the disc.
Okay, you take it. Let's see. What have I got? That's a 1. Okay, snap. All of these students jump out of the ethereal plane and they are all drawing wands. What are you doing? I mean, you said the rest of them are leaving, so this is going to be on you. This is not part of the skill challenge. This is to avoid a consequence that is probably just coming your way at this point.
Eao looks at them, all appearing drawing the wands. Eao slowly moves the paralyzed professor in front of her and starts backing out of the room.
Human Shield like, woo, and they don't want to hit the professor because, you know, they don't want to ruin their in with it. I think that's... Roll me intimidation. Again, this is not part of skill challenge, so this won't tick that off. But roll me intimidation. I want to see if they try not to fire anyway.
Just out of curiosity, is what the professor was spelling out on the chalkboard just ooh?
It was the spell etherealness and the uses of the ethereal plane.
Hey, that's a nat 20 for a 21.
You're great. You're fine. All right, you make it through. So, so far, you have 1 failure, 8 successes. 1 more to go on this floor.
Also a new wand.
Also a new wand. This is not a wand of X. This is a magic wand. It's someone's, like, focus. But, you know, you can sell it. Like, it's nice enough. Let's see what you get for the last room.
Aren't you the one who wanted to do this without raising suspicion?
I was gonna say.
I mean...
Chaos Gremlins, the lot of you.
They may not... I mean, with the way this building's going, they may not make it out of here alive. A boulder might come through in a second.
Please,
We're never gonna hear the end of the boulder. Some say it's still rolling to this day.
Yeah.
Oh hey, remember when Gargoyle didn't make the cage properly and Frogomov killed some people?
Gargoyle, you know this university. You can hear the air quotes better than anyone. Literally, like Death Trap masquerading as a university better than anyone else here. Why are there so many traps in a place where there are students, presumably walking around in dazed confusion and in public spaces?
Right, I thought you were gonna be responding to what I said previously, just like, no, Gargoyle didn't actually say that.
Oh no. I'm generally asking Gargoyle, why are there so many traps in Cantlore?
Security, I guess. Look,
It's not security, you end up killing half your student populace.
Look, I'm an artificer. I get told practically nothing.
What does the artificing sections of Cantlore look like? Is there just saw blades dangling from the rooftop every 5
There isn't
steps?
one. They don't have a school. They're hired help.
Do each of the artificers' dorm rooms just have saw blades dangling from the ceiling that they have to dodge if they're trying to get to their beds?
Yeah, of course.
That's cute. You think Cantlore affords artificers rooms? I know I live in the stacks, but that's because I'm Roostmaster Varixus's apprentice. No other artificers are as lucky to just have a place.
This entire university is probably the worst place on this entire planet.
But do you know this is depressing talk? Do you know what will cheer you up? A gift. And I give Gargoyle the wand I stole for you.
Add a 1 to your inventory, Gargoyle. All right, you're going into the final room now. I'm going to save the session. I'm actually going to cut out the deadly section because it's 11 o'clock mainly. I thought, if we kept going for a fast pace, we'll do the deadly section, but it's been a slower one, but not because it's been slow, but because we've done some more roleplay in between, which I like. It breaks it up nicely. But I do want to end the session at You're at the Dragons, so we are going to do that. Not as the next room, it's the one after this. There's one last one on the skill challenge. Unless you fail, in which there might be a few more rooms. So, if you're enjoying this too much, fail on purpose. T-junction. T-junction. Left or right?
Down.
Brandon stops and drinks some tea.
Yep, you drink some tea.
Change places.
Take the trapdoor in the ceiling.
You take the trapdoor in the ceiling, you go up a floor, okay. Go now on floor 2.
So level 9 then, okay. I think that's a... Oh, that's nothing at this level. No, sorry, I get access to fill up spell slots. That's good. Yep, level 9, cool.
No, you're on floor 2 now. You've gone up.
We went up a level. You said we went up a level.
We're
going down.
We're going down.
I see what you mean. You meant as in a level up. God damn it. Yeah, so left or right for the last time. Unless you fuck it up.
I simply transmute my level DM.
Right.
Right. Okay. Okay, a neat one in this one. You open the door and there's a brick wall behind it.
I put my hand up to the brick wall.
Okay. Are you touching it?
Yes.
Your hand passes through. Some kind of pass wall.
I stick my face through just to see what's on the other side.
Okay. It's a dark room. The lights are off. But you're able to see enough in the room that it looks to be actually like a sort of research chamber. There's desks for writing. There's a couple of books, not quite as much as a library, but there's a couple of books around and reference materials. No one in here.
Unfortunately, where the historic leopards eating faces party is. Roll dexterity saving throw.
No, you're fine.
So I enter then.
Okay, you step on in. As you're the one going through first, roll me perception, please. And no one else
Stop having me roll this.
Yeah, I know.
Perception is not any of our strong suits.
I know.
15.
That's exactly what you needed. You spot the tripwire. And you gingerly step over it, presumably.
Just want to point out...
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, about our party's perception. My pin puller has a higher perception.
Yeah, you could have used that at any time. Oh no, you've already used it, didn't you, to do mending on the waterworks. The rest of you, you put your hands to the wall and you can't get through. So currently Eao's on the other side and you're stuck. And herein lies the skill challenge.
Can Eao hear us?
Yes. You can't hear her, though.
No.
See, the concern that I have is, if I thunder gauntlets the wall, would that activate the tripwire? But Gargoyle doesn't know that, so that's what we're doing.
You don't know.
Oh no.
I like this. This is a very interesting way of succeeding on this one. I like Thunderwave, not Thunderwall. That's a different spell. Thunderwave. That's a level 1 spell, so that's one of your per long rest resources. So it's an automatic success on this. You get through, but you do trigger the tripwire. With the rubble that's coming through.
Before Gargoyle does anything, is going to just yell into Eao you're probably going to want to stand back from the wall. And there's just
Boomf. Thunderwave. Boomf. Bricks coming out, and they do hit the tripwire. So let me look up this thing. Eao, you're fine.
For a moment, I thought Rosetta came back.
Anyway, here's Thunderwave on the wall. Anyway, here's Thundered Wall. A creature subjected to... So this is an inhaled poison. A gas cloud comes out. And before you're able to see the gas cloud in this cloud of dust that's there, you inhale it. I'm going to need Constitution saving throws from anyone who's not immune to inhaled poisons.
As a reaction, I'd like to make a prismatic clone.
Go for it.
There's now 2 Aos.
As a reaction, I like to cry.
So you start inhaling this gas and you can immediately see 2 Aos, which is extremely unusual.
But I'm still feeling pretty good about it because that's a 25.
25 is great.
Oh. That's an 18.
18's good.
Isn't bad for no actual modifier for Constitution.
Yeah, 18's good. 16's good. You all pass. You all shrug it off. So what this was essence of ether, and it just knocks you unconscious for 8 hours.
Knockout juice. Yuck.
You can be woken up afterwards, though. But yeah,
free long rest.
Eao, that's probably important to you because you can apply it in your. You can absorb it into your thing. So you've got a breath weapon of essence of ether at the moment. Yeah.
Heard of morning breath, here's night breath.
Yeah, sleepy time breath. That could be very helpful as you enter the final room. And there they are, the dragons in their cages. But also there, because you have... I filled in 5 faculty project clocks. Segments is not Eleanor Silverstride, who would have been there if you'd gotten 8 or more. It is instead, though, a vanguard of transmuters who she sent ahead of herself while she runs here to try and stop you. Because the moment the medics learnt of it, they told. Was it the medics? No, medics was.
Next was in the burnt ward and floor 1.
Yeah, was that the first one? Yeah, they would have mentioned it.
Yeah.
And yeah, so she's on her way. So there will be a time limit ticking up to that, and they are going to try and delay you, basically. On the other hand, there are a lot of dragons in cages, and they look at you and say, "God, sister."
I look back and say, "Am I actually here on time this time?"
You're right on time. This is exactly right. I mean, you're about 12 seconds late, but I'll let you have that. It's great to see you. Shall we begin?
Whenever you're ready.
Okay. And they breathe this iridescent breath onto their locks, simultaneously unlocking each and every one of them. And we will have the combat that happens from this next time.
Just to be clear, it's not against the dragon, is it?
No, they're on your side.
Okay. Oh.
You're here to rescue them. They've asked you to do this. They're on your side. No, you will have the vanguard of transmuters, the high level wizards, against. And I think the only thing you got to remember though is by the rules which I've put in reference for this rod, you only have to evade it for 30 seconds. You don't have to win the fight. But yeah, we'll do that next time. I'll get your XP. I'm gonna have to re-add it up. God. Actually, no, that's quite easy because the number that I just subtract for the deadly is simple. So I'll tell you right now how much XP you earned from all that. So in total, you have to divide it amongst yourselves. You got 6,000 experience points from that. So yeah, that I think was interesting. I will release the random generator I used. It could certainly do with more bits, but I literally did it in 4 hours. And yeah, I'll go now to the goodbye screen, and I'll see you all in a sec.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Nato.
And happy birthday, Nick.
God damn it.
Happy birthday.
All right. Go to there. That should work. No, it's not. Let's try again. Oh wow. Okay. There we go. It took its time. I think Touchport was just having a moment. Sorry about that. So we will be back alternating Fridays at 7:30. So it's going to be in 2 weeks. At 7:30 we'll be back for the next episode, which will be interesting. We're going into cyberspace. So thank you all for watching. I had a really, really good time with this one. We did something very weird with this one. It was very unusual, very experimental. Pardon me, but I think it's gone fairly well. Thank you to everyone who supported this. Your names are coming up on the left now. It means a lot to me. It means a huge amount to me. All of the support that helps me keep going. So thank you very, very, very much. If you want to be on this list, you can go to ko-fi.com/cursedness. Go for any of the monthly tiers. Monarchy, Duchy, or County. They'll all appear on here. Thank you very, very, very much. Next week we have Nordmark, which is my West Marches D&D game on Thursday, and on Friday Iris is running the final ever Guild of Icons adventures that she's running for a little bit before her schedule changes. I'm really excited for that. The ending of Story of Many Paths. Really excited to see what happens with that. See you all soon, and good night.